Hey folks! Welcome. Nice to see everybody here. Welcome back to Mind on the Martyr. As you can see, we've got our wonderful cast back. Unfortunately, we are missing a Sean tonight. So if anything happens between Soup, that is going to be a very interesting conversation.
We won't let you. No,
So
we are going to have a conversation with
Soup
Soup at some point so that Ray has to do the voice.
Poor Adam. He's like, hey, Soup knows a bunch of your backstory, but he's not here this week.
Here you go, Warren.
That was so
Lovely
good.
to see everybody. And it's the start of our fundraiser. So we have combined two fundraisers together, as you can probably tell by this as well. We are raising money for both the Trevor Project, and we are also raising money for Black Lives Matter. This will be an ongoing thing throughout all of our streams across the month, including our already scheduled Pride streams as well. You will find links to both in the chat throughout the stream. Whatever you are able to donate would be fantastic. We understand it's a very difficult situation right now for everyone, especially financially. So anything you could spare to both causes or to whatever your heart is pulling for you to donate to, it would be very, very much appreciated. So on that lovely note, we also do have a few sponsors helping us out during this as well, which will be geared towards our incentives as well. So our donations, you'll also see these through the chat as well. For every $50 we raise, there will be a set of dice given away, supplied by the lovely Ty here and DM Emporium. There is also incentives for $5 to $10 to give inspiration, advantage, or disadvantage to anybody. That does include the DM, wink, wink.
No, it doesn't.
No, disadvantage. Give him disadvantage.
No. Yeah, that's true. Give him disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Yeah.
$15 buys an auto crit for a player or the DM.
Or just a player.
Mostly the players.
Wait, the DM is the player.
Thank you, Con, for
Oh, you're not helping. Whose side are you on?
Thanks for the host, Con.
Thank you,
Much
guys.
love. $20 will get you a canon NPC that will exist in the world and could appear at any time during this campaign or future campaigns, depending. They will appear. $40 then also gets you a stat block for that NPC that I can go ahead and knock up and get done for you and send your way. We actually have Adam here who has donated 50. So
50.
It is up to you what you would like from those little incentives.
Well, we just hit 50, so that's a dice giveaway, right?
True.
True, it is.
I'm not
It's
going to be
true.
participating in that, but anybody in chat, feel free. But yeah, I will divvy that up. I want an NPC, and Ray, we will talk about that later. I don't need a stat block, but so that's 20. I want an auto crit for the lovely Ishton.
Oh,
The title of their choice.
Yes.
And I want 3 advantages at their whim. One for Eridan, Athenos, and Jotra.
Oh.
Hey, look at
Thank
that.
you.
Found that
Oh my
your character in our
God.
home game is going to do very well, actually.
Yes. Wonderful.
Yay.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll be keeping an eye on the donations as best we can, making sure that everybody gets their incentives through. Yeah.
How are we doing
Gonna
our
be good.
first
Gonna be
dice
exciting.
giveaway?
I
Yeah.
believe we have it all set up in the chat, correct?
Yes. So, I think we could wait a little bit just so more people
Yeah.
can come in. But all you really need to do is be active in chat, and then we'll roll out. When do you think would be a good time to do it? Halfway through, or
About half an hour, around 6:45 PST.
no? Okay, yeah. So just be active in chat. Don't spam, but just be active, and then we'll roll on out in 30 minutes. So
We'll
Spend
roll
a
out
little
the
as long
dice.
Yeah.
Right.
We're gonna roll with our hearts. Hey.
We also need to throw out thank you to Anonymous. I hope you're here. You gave us $20. That's freaking awesome as well.
Thank
going
you,
towards the
Anonymous.
Trevor Project.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You know, Anonymous has really just been doing a lot of good all across these fundraisers.
All around.
It's really amazing.
Yeah.
Really dig the masks, you know?
Yeah, you know?
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really good look.
They saw masks and they're like, this is our time.
Oh no. But yeah, whoever made that donation, if you want to get into direct contact with one of us, and we can go ahead and sort out the incentives there for you.
Yeah. Yeah, our Twitter handles
give
are right
back.
up there. Just tweet us.
Exactly.
Or I
Message
think
us on Twitter.
we should have the setting that you can whisper Friends Hero Dice right now on Twitch.
Yeah.
So if
Sure.
you want to whisper us.
We
do
got
that.
all fancy. Like, damn, Drac, you like just really upped our game.
It's like all of a sudden it's like, whoa,
This
we're
is like-
almost professional. What's going on?
All over my head.
Almost.
Guys, I just have no life. I've been on Twitch for so long. I just pick stuff up.
Hell yes.
But yeah, another thank you to everyone who has already donated and has donated elsewhere as well. We're all just there's a whole bunch of streamers and a whole bunch of companies and all that kind of those groups and communities that are donating. And yeah, just a general thank you to everybody. Yeah. So I don't think I've missed anything on that front. Someone call me out if I have. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our sponsors real quick, just so we can get some love out to them as well. Gonna throw it over to Ty for DM Emporium.
Actually, this week I'm going to yield DM Emporium's time. Things are more important right now, so go ahead and don't come to DM Emporium this week. Donate to something that's going to be way better and needs much more support right now. We'll be here next week. We'll be here next month. Check out the donations. Take advantage of it. And who knows, you might end up with dice anyway. So, you know, hang out and chat.
All right. We do also have a sponsorship from So Nerdware as well, who, if you go ahead and throw in, you're going to have to remind me your code so I remember their code.
Oh, mine is FWRD.
Yes, which means
the
that
So
So
Nerdware is
Nerdware
friends.
is friends. Throw that into the checkout and you get 10% off, which also comes towards the channel to help us out and be able to grow and donate more and set up more of these. They sell a whole bunch of different products. They also support a whole bunch of different streams, and they are pretty wonderful people. So yeah, So Nerdware. That's what the nerds wear.
Very excited for my shipment. I just got the notification today that my order is shipping. So
Oh, exciting!
Oh, what'd you get?
All right.
next week I'm gonna be all decked out.
You're always
So
decked out. Look at you.
excited.
You got the heartbeat. Come on.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. One last little thing. I will stop talking eventually, I promise. We
You're not
have
with the DM.
had yeah. Right, DM the stream. Oh, there we go. We have had Heartbeat Dice reach out to us in the final stream of our Pride/Black Lives Matter fundraiser. We have 6 sets of dice to give away from Heartbeat Dice. That is going to be a 16-hour stream on the 27th of June. They have been, really kind to reach out to us. It's been wonderful to have them, and they have a Kickstarter. So if you want to go ahead and help them out, that'd be wonderful. They're queer, they're people of color, and they are wonderful, wonderful people. So please go ahead and support them.
And signups for our charity stream will be going out in like a week.
Tentatively.
If I say it on stream,
It has
it'll
to
happen.
then you have to do
Hold
it.
on. Somebody just donated.
Oh, snap.
Ooh!
Nice 3 giveaways, guys.
Yeah,
170.
PJ Shamrock with $100.
Oh, wow!
Wow!
And that is to the
PJ.
Trevor Project. PJ.
Thank you.
Wow, holy cow. So if you want to, you can break down your what you want to do with your $100 in chat here. He wants the NPC. Okay, perfect. Do you want me to
Awesome.
repopulate it with your options in chat? No, I'm
Yes.
just going to do that just in case.
Let's do it anyway. It's fine.
All right, so you have your NPC. Would you like the stat block for them? You know what? Just fill it out. I don't want to put any pressure on you. I realize this.
I was gonna say, yeah, don't.
Yeah, take as long
It's
as
okay.
you want.
Decide right now.
Fine.
Perfect.
You
So
Go
can
ahead
whisper us.
and yeah, you can go ahead and throw it in chat, or you can send us a whisper or a message so that we're able to get all of that. That's quite a few incentives you have there if you wish. So yeah, awesome. And yeah, looks like we're doing a few giveaways during the stream as well, huh?
Yeah.
yeah, so we've got
Exciting.
3. So hang out.
Reset up.
Awesome.
Okay, I think that's everything. I think.
I think so, yeah.
So we can go ahead and dive right into it. Oren,
Yes, sir.
what happened last episode, if you would kindly give us a bit of a recap?
Oh, well, we left and headed on to Yilton, but before we did, we stuffed Jotra's turtle full of beer, which was lovely. And then we went on to Yilton. We met a guard who didn't speak, but could sign and project her voice directly into our heads. It was very cool. And then we came across some buggies and some doggies and kicked their asses. And then we got to meet Elfie and Una, who are just the cutest little bunches of adorable I've ever fucking seen.
Elfie being an example of one of the NPCs that Ray creates
Yes.
from real
So
life people.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah. You did.
I
hear
was
two stuff.
going to go ahead and throw that in at the end, but it's actually probably smart to go ahead and say that now. Yeah, so Elfie is
You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Elfie is the wonderful individual that did our Roll With Your Heart Pride artwork that went out on our Twitter. She's a lovely individual. And yeah, to say thank you, we went ahead and added her as an NPC. And I'm hoping that she'll be able to guest in the future, as long as you folks don't do anything horrible.
Why stop at 3? Because 3 is all there was.
Sometimes we're awful, but we're not that awful.
We must protect the child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not that bad. Not that bad. So yeah, that is where we left off. You folks were taking a long rest along with Elfie and Una as you set up a little bit of a makeshift camp. Discussions were had between a few characters, actually, as we settled down. And where we left off, Ishten felt a slight kind of crawling across her skin.
It was not slight.
A feeling of this kind of this sense of familiarity, and not a pleasant one. And where we left off, that feeling had kind of begun to fade as everybody got back to their rest. So yeah, we have all woken up in the morning. Varying levels of restedness, as some of you are used to kind of camping outside. Some of you are still kind of getting used to it at this point. The suns have begun to rise across a rather murky and cloudy horizon. You begin to kind of get yourselves out. You see Elfie and Una already at the campfire making a little breakfast for you folks. And you kind of see Elfie looking as Una's running around the campfire, just going, ah! Woo! Ah!
Oh no.
Too precious.
You see Jotra's head stick out of his tent. What is that? Why?
I don't care. They are joining our party and we are going somewhere very safe, and that will be the whole rest of the story.
Okay.
I-
Head back in tent.
Yeah, I shuffle out. Probably comb my hair in the process because he has to be looking good even in the morning. It just walks over to Alfie and Yuna. What are they cooking?
Elfie appears to have kind of like this. It's kind of like a travel kind of thing. There's a word I'm looking for, but I can't find it. It's like a
okay.
porridge. There we go.
Also, we have to have a shout out to Khan! He just donated $50.
Oh, Khan! Thank you so much.
Khan, I'll go and link
I
the...
have never heard that joke
giveaway
before,
thing.
ever, I'm sure.
He insists upon it,
Totally
I am
you.
told. It's spelled in capitals with 3 N's. How else are you going to say it?
Thank you. Thank you so
Con,
much.
please either message us or let us know in the chat what you would like your incentives to go towards. Advantages, disadvantages, NPC, stat block, whatever. Yeah, thank you so much. Awesome.
By the way, before we get back into it, who all has... Okay, so I know auto crit for Ishton. Who all had advantage? For
I have
Everyone else.
advantage.
The three of you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So let's go
Everyone
and
else.
see if this works.
Except Ray. Just want to point
Except
that out
me.
specifically. Except
Yeah,
for the
we should
chat.
all
Except
have-
me.
No, I didn't get
XTV.
one either. I didn't.
No.
Oh.
So I probably should have prefaced this, but for the donation, I did give you a D12 inspiration
Oh, sweet.
All right.
that you can hold on to.
So we
Can I
all
just
have...
say that everybody's amazing and that we're already over halfway to our month-long goal?
A month-long
Yeah.
goal,
It's
exactly.
insane.
God. So
What is this?
So much.
I'm going to bump that up real quick.
We'll
yes.
figure it out.
You are
You're
wonderful
amazing.
individuals.
Yes.
No problem to have.
Very much
Thank
appreciated.
you.
Yeah. So
Cry.
they've kind of gotten these. What were you saying about advantage for the do it? God, no kidding.
Do it.
Yeah, it's kind of this. It's like a porridge kind of made from general rations, but it looks a little better than you think it probably should. Some care and time has been put into it to make it. It at least looks better. May not taste better, but it definitely looks better. And Elfie's kind of just stirring slowly and humming to herself as Yuna's still running around, just going na da 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 da.
Oh boy. Athenos is just staring like, where did she get the energy? It's whatever the
So
Baker equivalent
unnatural.
of 6 a.m. is.
Hear from behind you and run your knee.
It's like,
You look down Jotra, it's like full goggles, just like just giant cup of coffee already. You don't know where he got it from, but he has it already.
I think Airden will get up and walk over to Elfie and see if she needs help.
Oh no, I'm good.
Are you sure?
She ladles out a little bit into a bowl, and you watch as she just. She grabs her paintbrush and just kind of begins to trace a little sign in the air, and then slowly paints over the bowl. Uses prestidigitation just to make it taste a little better, and then begins handing it out to people as they come out of their tents.
At the very least, Airden will help with that, so she'll take the bowl and go to Jotra as he's drinking coffee. And then I see Athenos is awake, so I'll bring a bowl to Athenos and whoever else is up.
thank you. Oh god. I'm still aching. My neck feels
Howard
weird.
will kind of pop out of his tent and just kind of wrestle up next to the fire. And... Well, good morning, all. Una, what was that yelling about I heard? You all right then, lass?
Mm-hmm. Ah!
She's just ball energy now, isn't she?
Joshua pulls one of his music discs out and he's like, Una, do you want to hear a song? Maybe sing a song? Songs are fun, right?
Yeah, songs are fun. Yes. Yeah.
And then he'll play the music from the airship. that, and that way it's kind of more of like this mystical, like trying to capture her attention, so she won't sing along. And then so it'll start to resonate from his gauntlet. Kind of beautiful, almost eerie music that.
And
I am
you
going
see,
to-
Yuna actually stops for a moment, just goes, I know this one.
What is it?
Oh, it's a song from very, very far away. Someone else showed it to us. And you just see Elfie kind of go, yeah, indeed. Something like that.
Who showed
She
it?
kind of chuckles to herself. We found another merchant who sold something a little similar, actually.
They have a name for it? In his hand, playing music.
The song is called The Dance of the Calder.
You see Jotra like pulls out his book and starts to write.
And Yuna is just entranced at this point. She's kind of just swaying in place, smiling away.
So I'm just eating. How good does
Long
it
ago.
taste?
Oh, sorry.
Better than you'd hope, but not incredible. Prestidigitation is doing its job. It's making it
Yeah.
a lot better than it should be, but it's still not a gourmet meal, you know?
Yeah. Mm.
I am going to exit on the other side of the tent from the fire. And are we still in a wasteland? There are no trees or anything?
There are very, very, very few kind of like dead black-brown trees that are scattered, but we're talking like one every few miles.
Is there one close?
There's one closer, yes.
If it is within 100 feet, I am going to go to it and beat the crap out of it.
It definitely can be, and you definitely can.
That is what I am definitely doing.
All right. You go ahead and wander along, and yeah, you just start going ahead and striking this tree.
And I am not
And-
making any noise, no grunts, no yells. I am just beating the crap out of the tree.
Fair enough.
We got another donation, says Ishtin in a strange multi-universe kind of way.
Yes. We got
Yay!
a $50 donation to the Black Lives Matter.
Thank you.
Captain
I robbed her
Scarlet.
plans?
Yeah, so Captain Scarlet. Thanks for the
Oh,
donation.
Captain Scarlet,
Thank you.
thank you so much for the
Oh,
donation.
beautiful
It's
thing.
so appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
And that'll
If
get
you
you some
wanna
incentives.
yeah, if you want to redeem one of the incentives.
Guys,
Link
I
those
was
in
not
chat, please.
expecting to have to give away this many dice in the first episode.
I'll be
Oh,
honest,
no.
I did
keep,
that.
keep it coming. Keep it coming. Make it a flood. Make it a flood. Make it a tsunami of dice. It is
Comes in
awesome.
waves.
Do it.
Comes in
We're gonna
waves.
put you out of business, Ty.
We're gonna
You know?
make it so that there are no more rainbow dice in the whole friggin' universe. That's
know
what
what?
we want. That's our
I'm
goal.
okay with that.
Yep. I mean, they'll make more because they're
Yeah,
awesome. But we're gonna exhaust the supply.
thank you.
Thank you so much, folks. It's
Yay!
very much appreciated. Awesome. So yeah, Ishton, you go ahead. And how loud are the strikes themselves? Are you kind of being a
Well, I am kicking the
Controlled?
crap out of it. No,
Okay.
I mean it is controlled, but it is hard. It
okay?
is not that I am like wild, but it is very, very much that I am trying to make this thing like into toothpicks very
Okay.
rapidly.
So a few of you with the higher passive perception would definitely hear a few strikes from the distance of just something against wood.
Is 13 high?
I think you need to give us a D.
It's better than my 9.
I have a 15.
I'll say
I mean,
13. I'll say 13.
Yeah. 13.
Yeah, you definitely notice. And Elfie doesn't actually. She's just still staring at the pot, just ladling out some extras for people. Hands one over.
I will put me bowl down and kind of slowly walk towards Istin. And, Istin? Are you doing alright then?
Keep hitting the tree with my glaive.
Is this a morning exercise thing, or are you working something out? Do you want to talk about it?
Do I look like I want to talk?
So at this point, you see Jotra wander to the next closest thing with his pickaxe, and he's just gonna start attacking it.
Oh, God.
You can say like 20, 25 foot away, there's one of the kind of like the boulder mounts that are just kind of...
For just a moment, there is a pause in Ishtin's attacking the tree, where she looks at Jotra and kind of goes, and then goes back to attacking the tree, but like with some zest.
This is the
almost
strangest
looks,
game
but
of
he definitely
Minecraft I've ever
focused.
seen in my life.
That's exactly it. One thing, today I will have attuned the +1 to attack to my own pickaxe, so that way I can get, I can add my intelligence modifier to it. So the rest of you see, as he's attacking with it, there's the, this like kind of like circular clasp he's put near the top, and as he does, you see it like brightens up with magic, and it going way, and it's, you see the you said it was a stone he's attacking? Like, you see little Jotra's arms, and it's like, BAM! BAM! Like, it's way harder than it should be. Like, it's insane. Like,
I think
Alright.
I'm still sitting sort of around the fire, and I look over to Athenos and is she okay?
Honestly, I'm not sure, but I think it's probably best just let her take out the tree for now.
Fair enough.
I'll talk to her later. Unless you want to.
I'm okay.
Or no, come on.
I think
Yeah, I don't really recommend that.
I mean, what could go wrong?
If she wants to talk, she'll talk.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
Yeah.
I'll make sure she's okay, but I think she might want to destroy what's left of that tree first, so I don't want to interrupt that.
Mm. It's a good morning workout, and
Oh boy, yeah.
some of us need coffee in the morning, and some need to take some aggression out on a tree. That's okay.
Speaking of coffee, where did Jotra get his coffee from? Because I did not see him making any. It just was in his hands.
Oh, he's got is it part of your gauntlet? Where the hell do you make the coffee from? Is it in your backpack? I don't know.
a mystery for another time.
I feel like if you get the answer to it, then it loses its wonder and glory.
Don't.
No one knows where he gets his coffee for now. Like,
I have a theory that he either has something in his bag that makes it, or it's his gauntlet, because he has a lot of. He can do a lot with that thing.
Yeah, I saw.
You could probably ask him.
Nah, I'm good.
Sure.
I was just curious for a second, but I don't really care anymore. It was just a momentary thing. Sorry. How did you sleep though?
All right. What about you?
As best as I could, out in the middle of a bug apocalypse. So I think it was okay.
Looking out towards the horizon, is how far out is that spire?
As you break away your stare from the fire and Athenos, the first thing you see is a little girl who has grabbed a stick and is currently beating on the wagon, just slowly, and then stops, looks over at Ishten, and carries on. And she's just...
There is another moment where Ishten pauses and looks to Jotra and then looks to Yuna and goes, mm-hmm. And then goes back to the tree.
Oh my god.
And
Jotra's
as
trying
you're...
desperate-
Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, Jotra's desperately trying not to make any noise, but occasionally you hear it. He's trying to be cool about it, but he's just not.
I also would just like to say that Ishton is the best warrior mom.
Thank you.
Take that
You're
one.
welcome.
And as you're looking out towards the horizon, you can see currently it's probably going to be a couple more days. But as you're staring towards this spire, you feel a slight tap on your shoulder as Elfie says, "Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get there faster. You can hitch a ride on the wagon. We'll be there by the end of the night."
Oh, thank you. Are you sure?
I said I was going to take you guys as a thank you. I'm not going to break my promise. Wouldn't be a good example, you know?
Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's very kind.
You don't want anything in return, do you? Or is this to thank you?
You saved my life. I can
just making
sacrifice a
sure.
day to take you back to the city. It's fine.
Just making sure. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's okay. She kind of smiles. Big grin, closed eyes, and then twists around as you hear a hoof of bark just begin to split away from the tree. Ishten, this tree is looking pretty wrecked at this point. You've done a hell of a number on it.
All right, I will stop. Is Jotra still on the boulder?
Yes, actually. Yeah, Jotra is still going as hard as he can into this boulder, and like you see, he's also testing out because you would see this being a warrior. You see, he's not just hitting it; he's testing out different angles and stuff. Like he's trying to get the best swing on it, and then you see he remembers something, and on his shoulder there's this big cog, and he like tilts his arm down and it rolls down his hand into a shield, and then he starts attacking again with one hand, but it doesn't seem to lose any like force or anything, so he just keeps going, practicing his attacks and trying to make sure that it gets everything. And then at one point he hits it and he's like, ah! And he like barely blocks his face from the old chips coming back at him, and it like bounces off. He's like, aha! And he just keeps going.
So I will put the glaive over my shoulder and just panting from destroying the tree. I will go to as close as I can get to Jotra without getting hit by pieces of boulder. And I will just watch and nod my head in approval and watch.
And it's not long before he's exhausted, even with the magical energy behind his strikes. And he's like, and you see, and he kind of like, as he's like, ah, and he stretches his arms out, and then as he does, he flicks his wrist, and the gear shield rolls back over to his shoulder, and it kind of like, as it hits, it telescopes into a shoulder pad. And then he kind of like takes his pick and he puts it back on his back where it normally goes. He's like, but you see, as he does, there's no holster for it. As it kind of like magnetizes to the back of his breastplate. Like, and then he starts to pick up all the rocks and put them in a little bag.
I will come to him and I will clasp my hand on his shoulder and just hold for a
And he
minute.
has a knife in his hand because he's so jazzed.
And I will
Puts it
just
back.
nod my head and then I will help pick up the rocks.
He nods back, and then you see he's on the brink of. He's like, ah! And then he's like, and he just he goes back and he starts picking up rocks and putting them in the bag. You notice it's
I
the pouch.
pretend I didn't see him almost start to talk.
You see he's put it in the bag where he keeps all of his magic stones. He's like rearming himself, and then he flicks open his wrist, and then hummingbird flies up, and he kind of he flops open the belly of the bird, and he puts some stones in there and clips it shut, and then lets it fly around. Thank you. Then he runs back
And
to
walk back to the camp.
wagon.
Oh,
think
I
when-
will clasp his shoulder as we walk. and pat him on the back a little bit too hard every once in a while, and just pat him on the shoulder again. And yes, he does not get to run away.
Okay. So as he's like, oh, okay, all right, okay.
I think as you walk past, Athena just holds up a bowl for you, Ishtar, and just hands it over to you without saying a word. Yeah.
And you can tell that she's in a weird place.
Yeah.
She sits and eats silently.
You see as Yuna has now turned around, seen you all stop, and kind of just sits in place, just goes, ah! Just carries on.
Before she gets up to carry on, if I can, I will catch her eye and just give a nod of approval as well.
I'm going to die.
It's kind of a bunch of tiny warriors. Okay.
Elfie's gone ahead and begun to check over the wagon. And as they've done so, they've now reached the front. And you've noticed this wagon doesn't have any kind of animal. And she just goes ahead and just dabs a little bit into her book, then dabs a little bit into her collection of paints, and actually begins to use these brush strokes to create this intricate pattern. And as this pattern begins to become more and more intricate, you can now see this shape forming. And as it begins to form, it gets a little larger, it gets a little larger. And Elfie casts Fine Steed. And you see as this beautiful, painted, multicolored bear just appears in place and animates as Elfie has begun painting. She gives it a quick tap on the head and then paints a few reins to attach it to the wagon.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
As she's doing this, Jotra is absolutely fascinated, trying to write down everything. And then you see partway he remembers something because he's trying to concentrate, but with the yelling from Una, he's like, and he remembers something. He closes his book, he jumps off, and he pulls something out of his backpack. And he's like, wouldn't you rather play with this instead of screaming? And he pulls out one of the toy airships that I raided from the little shops that were brought over, and I hand her one of the toy airships.
Raided? You paid for them? What do you mean raided?
It's like the thing that everyone who hangs out with kids like that isn't used to it says, wouldn't you rather play with this instead of screaming?
And there's a moment as she takes this from your hand, she looks at it, and this big smile comes across her face as she takes it and then runs in a full sprint, just going, meow.
I think
That's all the
I'm just saying
problem.
they're like, I don't know how you didn't see that coming, I'll be honest.
Jotra just gives you one of the... And he gets back into the wagon.
At least she's not playing your song over and over again from last night.
That song was lovely. And then he remembers something. He hops out of the wagon and runs over to his tent, and he starts packing up. And then he, as you see, he's packing up everything. Instead of putting it on his pack where it normally goes, he just walks over, shoves it in the turtle mouth, and then climbs on the top and starts floating.
This bloody turtle.
I
Whole
love
camp, cakes, like...
I just sort of mutter very quietly as I'm eating turtle of a holding.
Yeah, I figured. We had something like it on our ship, but it was just a chest, it wasn't a turtle.
Not a turtle. No. Back to eating.
Elfie kind of signals and just, whenever you're ready, just jump into the back. Please be careful. There's a lot of paintings and supplies and stuff, so just get comfortable. We can go.
And go pack up.
Yep.
Yeah, I help.
Yep.
While we're packing up, I'm definitely gonna talk to Ishin. I just point at the tree. There was a tree there at one point.
Yes, it was asking for it.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I had a very strange dream.
It wasn't patron related, was it?
No, I don't know. It was more like a memory. It was when they came for me at the end, when I was in that room and I heard them walk down the hall and open the door and felt their eyes on me. It was that. I would have this kind of dream night after night after night for a long time. But I had not had it for years before last night.
Maybe it's because, well, I feel like we're maybe more actively thinking about it now. We're actually trying to solve what's happened. So it's probably,
Perhaps.
do you think there's any other reason?
None that I know, but it was very real. Very real. I
More
could
real
have
than-
sworn that they were there outside our tent.
It was more real than the past times you've had this dream.
In the past, when I have had this dream, I was in the room. I was there. This time, I was in our tent, and it was as if they were outside of the tent, about to come in. I don't know. I remember I thought I was awake, and I was about to wake you up. And then I fell asleep again, and I don't know if I was just asleep still, but it felt real.
I think Agnos is just silent for a second. Do you think they know we're trying to do this? Do you think they know?
They have eyes everywhere. We still do not know these people well, and they know.
Yeah. He just like rubs his face. Don't worry, they have to go through me first of all before they can get to you. And just a few headshots it'll be enough.
There is a reason I keep you around.
I thought just because of my like dashing good looks. Is it
There is more than one reason. but
okay? Cool.
keep
Just
you
just making sure. Once you know
More
you didn't
than
just
one.
want me for my shot, you wanted me for my
No,
body as well.
many,
Just wanna make
many
sure.
things, for many things, many, but yes, I feel so much safer knowing that you think you can kill all of our companions with one shot.
Wait, you said think, not like
Oh, I mean that you know that you can kill. I feel that you know
Okay,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I
sure.
feel we would.
you know what?
you
Never
will-
mind. And I was
No,
like walk
I
away,
would-
like pretend I'm like angry and just walk away.
It's very clear that it's worked. Like her heart is much lighter. You hear laughter coming from the tent.
Love it, love it, love it. You see, you see Una being picked up, led over. Ishtin, as you're about to walk away, you feel a tap as you just hear, "You all right?"
Yes, I am. But I think that we need to talk, Ray.
God damn it!
No. Yes, I am. Thank you, Sue.
Kind of points over to the tree, and then you can see in his hands a few like long splinters that you've struck away. He just goes, "You need this?"
Well, I guess I could use a toothpick.
I was just gonna make some. He kind of points to his crossbow.
Oh,
You know,
yes. No, for you. That was my purpose all along. Make bolts. I meant to do that. I did not mean to do that. I was a joke, Soup. It was just, but keep the wood. It's good.
Kind of side eyes you just a little bit.
I tried. I just enjoy your bowls. And I walked to the cart.
Soup kind of just looks back for a split second and then just wanders over to the tree, grabs just two hands, just scoops a bunch, walks over to the cart and begins to climb in. And as you begin to filter in, the back of this cart has a very nice mahogany easel at the very back, and then is surrounded by all these different artworks. Some of them framed, some of them not quite yet. There's a couple that aren't actually finished, that have kind of been, put a pin in it, we'll deal with it later. You can still hear Elfie and Una chatting at the front.
Is this a covered? It's covered, I would imagine.
Yes, this one's a covered one.
Okay. I feel like I have to wait for everyone to get in so then I can sit at the entrance so then my wings don't smack anyone.
Does Pavasari keep up with does he go the same speed as the wagon?
Pavasari can keep up, yeah. This wagon isn't going at like full speed.
It's a fast turtle.
Yeah, the bear's just a full sprint and the turtle is somehow keeping up. You hear a little bit of discussion as Una just kind of goes, "Do you not think Birdie's tired?" And Elfie just goes, "Oh, it's all right, it's all right. Birdie got to sleep. You got a good sleep, didn't you?" You just hear, "Nah." It's from this bear. It's just... unless anyone has any other business, we can go ahead and make our way. Traveling, which is probably a good time to do a quick pause for the giveaway.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Our
right
first
now,
giveaway.
we've raised a total. So across both charities, we've raised a total of $270.
Oh my god!
So that is
That's so
Which is
awesome.
crazy.
Oh
just
yeah.
5 dice giveaways. So
Wow.
We'll
yeah.
do one per hour per stream. That seems like
Is
so we don't.
Is that okay?
Does that sound alright to everybody?
I mean, this
One
is
per
what we
hour?
agreed at the beginning of this stream. If we want to change the rules, we can change them in between streams.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
just to be included in this giveaway, just say something in chat. Or again, don't spam, but just say something in chat and you'll be included in the giveaway.
Awesome.
How long do
Sure,
we wanna do
you're
this for?
talking.
If we can just so I think we can do it for like what 2-3 minutes, and then we choose who won.
Yes.
Something. Yes.
Exactly. Something?
Something. Excellent. The word.
Yeah, anyone-
just the
Papa
word.
is my
something.
co-pilot. Come on.
Sorry, it's- I need that as a bumper sticker. That'd be great.
Oh
I'm
god.
sorry, it's my co-pilot. Shut up, that's so cute.
Can I just say I instantly fell in love with Pavasari, and I'm glad everybody else did too, because he's so cool. I just love.
He really is.
He's an anti-grav mechanical turtle that is quite literally full of half a bar's worth of beer right now.
Yeah, he really
just
is.
Oh, dear.
Pictured.
Probably the favorite thing I've ever heard.
I'm really glad that we're paused right now because I just thought of a really cool t-shirt design.
Until I'm able to make a saddle for him, it's going to be overly ridiculous.
Of course
it's not
it is.
yet.
It's Jotra.
It's
It needs
not
to be like
overly-
super.
Yeah, no, it's too normal now for Jotra.
Oh yeah.
Again, just make sure you say something in chat to be included in this giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I will be rolling out in a bit.
Cool.
Like another minute or so.
Yeah, that's all good. And yeah, another thank you to everyone who has donated so far. We're literally halfway to our monthly goal already on the first stream.
Yeah.
Insane.
We
Fucking
might have
right.
to knock that up a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, I
That's
think we
good.
will.
That's crazy. I can't believe how fast.
And since we have a captive audience, I'll go and share. This is Ishton's playlist on Spotify. If you guys want to check out, each of us have made a playlist for each character. Next week will be Orin, so Orin, get your playlist a little fine tune if you want between now and then. So you can check out all of the songs they feel define their character, and they're super freaking.
And the first song is going to age me because this was the most popular song the year I graduated from high school. It's Alanis Morissette.
I mean, it's only aged you now that you've said it. You could have said nothing.
But it's more fun this way.
Just, oh, I really like this
proud.
song. It's great. It's amazing.
I'm proud. And actually, if we're going to wait for just a minute, too, I just want to speak from my perspective of the work that I do and the stuff that I'm seeing over the course of the last few months, because my dog just groaned because she doesn't want to hear me talk about my work. Because I work largely with LGBTQIA youth, especially trans youth and especially trans youth of color. And I've been doing therapy for the last 3 months as the COVID crisis has happened, and so many of my clients are not able to find a safe place in their own homes to talk about their identities and to talk about their experiences. As so many of my clients, their parents who are totally supportive of them. Some of my other clients are also just like frightened for their children and their safety as they see what unfolds on the news. And there's just so much fear and so much heartbreak and so much sadness of people just coming face to face with feelings that they have that they hold back for a lot of the time in their life to try to cope. That's coming right out. The mental health needs of our communities, our intersectional communities, they're skyrocketing right now. And both of these organizations are doing a different thing to try to help. One is doing the kind of direct service that I'm doing, and the other is doing the public advocacy to help reduce the need for the kind of direct service that I do. So either one of these organizations is fantastic, and thank you everyone who's already donated. And I think about the work that I do every time anybody mentions either of these places. So thank you on behalf of all of the kids that I work with.
Thank you guys.
Much love to everybody, and thank you for sharing, Jen, as well. It's a difficult time for a lot of people right now, and if it means that we can go ahead and make someone's life better, then it's worth it at the end of the day. And yeah,
Hey, I'm gonna roll out the giveaway.
Whose life we're making better right now with our dice giveaway.
Captain Scarlet, Cara.
Captain
Open
Scarlet.
everybody.
So,
Captain Scarlet? Yay!
Yeah.
Scarlet.
Cara
In the magic of
Patera
Scarlet.
Pants.
So,
Cara Patera.
heck yeah.
So just what details would we need? We need like email, an address, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, email and shipping address.
So you can either hit us up on
Just PM that.
Discord, or you can whisper us.
Yes,
on Twitch,
please do
or-
not give it out into the Twitch chat,
Yeah,
for
do not
goodness
say
sake.
chat, please don't. No, don't.
You will be sent a bunch of weird stuff.
Yeah, send it to us. Whisper it to us on Twitch or Discord, and we'll get it all sorted for you. It can be
Yeah, send
either
us a
any of the
draft.
mods, or you can whisper friends roll dice here.
Heck yeah.
Yay. And keep giving. We're gonna do another giveaway in another hour.
Yep.
Um,
8 p.m.
yeah.
PST.
Yes. Yay! So keep it up, keep it rolling.
Keep it
Oh.
rolling.
Keep it rolling. It's the thing.
Keep rolling with your heart.
Yes.
Roll with your heart.
Ishtin says you should donate. It would be a good thing. I will be watching you if you don't.
It's one of the things that makes Pavisari really happy.
He has a better sales pitch.
Trust me, you don't want to piss off Ishton. Donate.
I feel like now we need to make a little announcement video. So just throwing that out there for
If you
future stuff.
donate, you get a cuddle from our emotional support cat. Extra love.
Although
Yes.
I really now want the "We Need You" of Ishtin, like that with the glaive in her
Yes.
hand. Just "We need
Yes.
you" to donate.
Get on it, Cole.
I'm already writing it down. Oh no!
Don't
Oh no!
donate or write
Donate
chalk.
or
See,
write chalk,
Shamrock's
yeah.
got the right idea.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I love it.
Welcome to
Okay.
us. We're a bunch of friends that are Muppets and love each other. That's just
We roll dice together. what we do.
And cry.
Roll dice and cry. Play pretend.
Friends that roll dice and cry together stay together.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
All right, let's zone back into Vega, shall we?
As we're traveling, I'm not working on the cipher. I'm going through what we ciphered, and my eyes are still kind of stuck on a name that we found. That's it.
And as you've looked through as well, as you've looked through, if you're starting from the start, you get a few more names and a few more words that you missed the first couple of times to kind of go through. Nothing particularly stands out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not looking.
I'm probably gonna be sitting on the back, like the back entrance of purely because if we do get followed, it's way easier to shoot from there. So I'm probably gonna be sitting there, just quietly thinking, I guess. Is anyone else there with me, or is it just
Yeah, no, because I'd be
Oh.
sitting in the back because my wings take up space.
Oh, in that case, then yeah, I'll probably be sitting down, doing my usual ritual of like breaking down my gun, cleaning it a bit up, and then putting it back together. And I think I'd see you reading the book, and just be like, "Is it a good story?"
Something like that. It's something Jotra and I are working on.
I mean, usually when you read a book, it's for enjoyment's sake, but you don't seem
Oh.
to be enjoying it.
No. It's a code.
That you don't know.
We're figuring it out, but it's interesting, to say the least.
Could I take a look? I mean, if you don't want me to, it's like,
No, it's I don't know if it'll make sense. Can you read Celestial?
I don't know, but at one point I couldn't speak Primordial, but now I can. So I'm just gonna hope, maybe. And I'll just take the book.
Aridin nervously hands over the book.
I'll just
All right.
read it.
Because
But
she doesn't want to be suspicious, but oh boy!
I'm
Okay.
gonna open it. Do I understand anything in it?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Can I roll
Unless you
deception?
speak Celestial.
Can I roll deception to make it look like I understand what's going on?
It's up to you. You can either role play it out and see if you can convince them, or you can roll for it if
my
both
God, roll
parties
play it
are
out.
consenting.
Yeah, roll play it out. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna turn the page. You know, I was gonna pretend I know. Yeah, no. I have no idea what's going on here. Do you? And I just hand it back over.
Parts of it. It's we haven't gotten very far in it, but
From the way it's set up, can I tell that it's not actually a storybook though?
The writing is incredibly weird. It's kind of like this cursive collection of writing and runes that is very deliberately made to be as difficult to read as possible.
Yeah.
It looks more like scribbles in a kid's book than it does an
Okay.
actual language.
oh, basically picture Russian cursive.
I've never seen that before, so that doesn't really help
It's
me.
a mess. That's what it is.
You can definitely tell that this isn't a storybook, but like it doesn't follow the usual structure of any piece of writing that you've read.
Okay.
I guess as an aside question, like just opening it and reading it, like in Celestial, does it make sense?
What do you mean, sorry?
Like to someone who can read Celestial, this is just a book, or it's just a whole. Oh, okay.
It's still, even to someone who can read Celestial, it's still enciphered.
Okay, gotcha.
So what exactly are you getting from this? Because I have no idea what it's saying, but it definitely isn't a storybook.
It's not. It's. Someone wanted to hide something, and they've gone very far to make sure that it stays hidden. We've gotten a few numbers and a couple locations, but not enough for anything to make sense.
Well, maybe you can find someone to actually decipher it for you in your turn. And as I'm doing that, I'm like putting my gun back together and just holster it again.
I have a feeling this is something I need to do on my own with Joe Tree.
He's about to say something, then he's like, I guess I don't want to prod any further. And he just goes back to watching out, making sure we're not getting followed.
All right. The road continues. It's a bit of a long trek, not exactly massively comfortable, being in the back of a wagon, riding across a wasteland. But the journey is as soft as it can be, considering. Does take the majority of the day, and you get there just as dusk is beginning to set in. The cart stops, and you hear a knock against the wood from the front as Elfie goes, we're here.
Really?
You hear this? Yes.
During the trip, I would have taken out the amulet with all the names, and I just want to try to memorize the names. By the time we get there, I just want them in my mind.
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly go over and just remember what you've seen, and again, and again, and again. That's, yeah, definitely. Cool.
Jotra at one point is going to fly, just kind of close to, and he's going to try to, near one of the sides of the wagon or somewhere, to just take 2 gold and wedge them in somewhere that they'll be found later.
Certainly something you can do. As you get to the city, you can see that the walls around the outside are old, cracked, and relatively decrepit. There doesn't appear to be a stable or anything along those lines, and there's no settlements outside of the city walls. The area that you saw before, this wasteland, is now black on the ground. And you can see almost a snow beginning to fall of these gray little particles of dust and ash that begin to scatter. As you step out, little bits fall onto your armor, your head, your face. As you look, there is a solitary guard, just like really relaxed, leaning against the stonework, arms crossed, and kind of just head cocked, eyes down, just kind of swaying a little bit.
Excuse us.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. You doing okay?
I'm here.
We don't really care how you're doing. We would just want to go past you.
Yeah, why'd you interrupt me for?
Because she
Just
is
go ahead.
ridiculously nice.
I'll get you nowhere here.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
Seems fine to me. I don't have a problem. Are you guarding a thing, or are you just here to watch?
I'm paid to stand here, so that's what I do.
You are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Real productive.
Yeah, I don't need your judgment, boyo.
Let us go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go ahead.
Horn's
Kinda-
tattoo just kind of flashes a little bit, and then he just kind of.
I mean,
Aridin,
Yeah.
Aridin pats Orin on the shoulder. Just, yep, same. Let's go.
if my job was standing in one place and doing nothing, I would be grumpy too.
We've had another donation come
Yes!
Erica, A-Star Pixie. Thanks for the donation.
Thank you!
Awesome.
Thank you.
Do you want to post those incentives again?
Yes, yes.
With that donation,
Yeah.
$25 donation to the Black Lives Matter charity.
Yay.
You can use that to get one of these incentives, or multiple of these incentives enough. So which one would you like?
Except for the one that helps the DM, you can't get that.
Ah,
don't
Let
help
us know
the-
in chat,
don't help
or
the
you can
DM.
also message us directly as well if you want to. Thank you very, very much for the donation.
Yay!
Please don't give the DM autocrates. That's just the other thing I want to throw out there.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Yes.
Squishy, we're level
We
3,
like these
so like
characters.
we're 3.
Only
You
if
don't
you want
have
to,
to
no
make a
pressure.
decision. It's if
You
you,
can
want to.
wait.
We'll happily just take the
Whatever
donation.
you want.
Just, you have to pick now. No.
Give
Thank
our
you so
donors
much, though.
performance
It's very,
anxiety.
very, very much appreciated. That I do.
Yay!
Oh,
Thank
Dragon
I get
to
auto
crit.
Thank you, Erica.
Alright.
Oh,
I'm writing that
yay!
down.
Good choice.
Nice.
Good choice. Good choice.
Nice. Okay. As you begin to make your way forward just a little bit, you kind of hear, I don't have anything left to do in the city, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. But I hope I see you soon.
Yes, thank you
Yeah,
so much.
hopefully in better circumstances as well.
It was.
Oh, she kind of wiggles her hands a little bit. She just goes, I did a thing. She reaches back and, so while you guys were sleeping, this was really quick. I'm sorry, but she hands over a little like folded piece of parchment. Just kind of hands it out.
Just in general or something specific?
Just in general.
I mean, I'll just go and take it. And unfold it.
You can see a slightly rough sketch / painting of the scene of combat of everyone fighting off these Kruthiks.
Nice.
And she just goes, I'm sorry, I only had a night. I didn't have a lot of time, but I hope you like it.
And I look at him like, no, yeah, you got my good side actually. Yeah. And I hand it over to everyone else. I just silently nodding to myself. I'm pretty photogenic.
Elfie, will you be safe on the road this time?
I don't think they're gonna come back because they're gonna think that you're still with me. So I
I
think
don't
I'm
think
good.
they are
this time.
that smart. They are dogs and bugs. They don't really strategize.
You'd be surprised what happens around these parts.
We should have saved like a leg or something, and you could have tied it to the front or the back of your cart so they would know not to bother you because you killed its friend.
Oh, I did take one of the pieces that you just you see her point to soup.
All right, put it up for them all to see or smell or whatever. So if they think that they're going to bother you, they will see what you will do to it.
And I want it to. Nah. Kind of. Soup pulls his bag off, looks at his bug parts, just goes. Closes it back on his back on his shoulder there.
We've got
Another donation?
Another donation.
Another
Yes.
donation? Oh boy!
For the Black Lives Matter charity from
Yay!
Rhea. A $20 donation.
Woo!
Thank you, Rhea.
So much.
Guys, we kind of. This is This is like I just want to point out real quick that this is a monthly goal. This is and they're already past halfway.
Thank you
I
so
think we got-
much, folks. So
I think we got one
appreciated.
for the Trevor project as well. It looks like it's gone up since the last time I looked anyway.
Let me pull it up here.
Yes, it
Trevor
has.
Project. We got a
Oh my
$25 from A Style Pixie for that one as well.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that's twice the possible things that you might have to pick if we made it
Yeah.
pick.
Or you
don't
can combine
have
them
if you
together,
don't
it's
want
fine.
to.
Yeah, you can divvy up the whole
Yay.
donation amount.
Just give
into-
everybody an auto crit, and we'll just watch whatever poor Ray has to put.
Suddenly, Tarask. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no. So Adam, you get
I'm kidding, I'm
also
kidding,
credit
I'm
as
kidding.
well from Captain Scarlet. That was one of the
Oh, yeah.
things
Woo,
they
thank
gave.
you, Gavin.
Awesome. Thank you so much, folks. It's very much appreciated. Cool. So, 1 second.
And Eric said she's going
Badges
to roll
in
a
the throat.
d6 before giving. So we don't know who this orc is going to go to. He's going to roll a d6 to choose who
Ooh.
it goes to.
Exciting.
Good call.
Ooh.
Good choice. Good choice.
Let it
That's
be
exciting.
the DM. Let it be the DM.
They're just making an excuse so they can say DM, and that's okay.
Oh, it was a natural
I
one,
knew it!
guys.
Oh my God, no!
I knew it.
Hey!
Thanks, Erica.
But that's good. That's worth it. That's worth it.
Awesome. All right. So, Alfie has handed over this to you. She waves. You see a little Yuna kind of just go, "Bye, new friends. Bye." Alfie kind of picks
Nice
Yuna
to
up,
meet you.
smiles, waves, turns around, and as they turn, you hear Yuna beginning to sing Cinder the Slow. And Alfie just goes, "You never run out of energy, do you?" "Nope."
Goodbye, little one.
Every time I wave,
quickly,
my
again. Rhea,
my countenance
have you
vanishes.
decided what you want to use that $20 to get? The incentives are. I was going to list them out, but there's a lot, so hey.
Bam.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for you to say, give Athenos advantage. Give Athenos an auto crit.
So we have only 2 people without auto crit right now, which is Aridin and Jotra. We've got lots of NPCs coming up in this world, so it's a
That's gonna be fun.
Don't do what Erica did. Don't be
Don't.
Erica. 6
Absolutely.
auto crits to the DM. Excellent.
Oh, no.
See,
Oh, man.
knowing Ray, I feel like he would use an auto crit on like a perception check or something, or just like something that would.
We're good. We're
Well, that could
teasing.
even
Oh,
be
I would use
worse.
it on something dumb. That's what I would use it on.
Wait,
Don't
All
believe
right.
me, Erica. I don't believe you.
I have my
As-
little necklace out too in my hand, and I'm just playing with the stone.
And it is still a neutral color. It's still fine. And as you make your turn and head into Yilton, there's no portcullis. In fact, the archway above is actually cracked as you step through. The first thing you see, there is no structure to this city at all. There are only 2 buildings that have multiple floors. And that is the spire that you saw, and another relatively nice building at the very, very back of the city. Everything else are wooden shacks, tents, and hastily built constructions. There are a few kind of I don't know the proper word for it, so I'm just going to call it a gazebo, because that's what it is. There are a few of these kind of coverings.
Is it
that
a
kind
hostile
of have-
gazebo?
Roll initiative against the gazebo. No.
Oh, that was really good.
None
As
of
in,
us will
yeah.
get that reference.
As you're stepping through, there's these these large coverings that uh, people are trying to work on what little they can construct and cook underneath. There's a lot of individuals that look a little bit run down, quite tired. They seem relatively kind of dirty as this ash has covered the entire area. It is not a massively pleasant sight as you step through. You do also notice there's a minimal amount of guards and security in the area too. And it seems like every stall and every area is either making something or selling something.
I'm going to check out what they're making or selling. I've got some decent amount of coin.
They seem like, the majority of them seem like grocery vendors. And you can see that they are in these very specific blue glowing cases that are scattered across the tables. There are a few selling rusty weapons and armor. There's a few people peddling artifacts in heavy quotation marks. There's also a lot of people who are into alchemy. There's a lot of potion sellers, and there's also a lot of people kind of calling out typical market style, like, oh, this is the one that will cure the land. All you have to do is da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Carries on. And it only takes a few steps of you all walking in before you hear the spire ring out with a very deep and loud bell that chimes once. And you watch as everyone turns suddenly, turns towards the front, towards you guys. You're seeing a very large crowd for a few seconds just look at you. They shrug and go back to what they were doing.
Do they all look as bored as the guards?
They are not happy. A few of them are bored, a few of them are legitimately like run down and super tired. They don't seem particularly pleased about their situation.
Why don't they leave this place? It is terrible.
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, and I was gonna like pick up one of the very rusty swords and like, yeah, everything's shit here, and I just drop it.
Can we maybe keep your
Aye. You don't get to touch, you buy, and then you touch.
I'm not paying for that crap.
These are compliments where he's from.
No, they're not.
But manners. I know. I hate them too. But maybe there are a lot more of them than there are of us.
I mean, he's right. More cheer in a graveyard.
Fine. Your wares are there. I was gonna walk away.
Soup actually shrugs at that and actually goes ahead and sticks to Athenos' pace a little bit. You can see as he's stepping forward, he takes a look around. And as he's taking a look around, his ears begin to flop just slightly.
Who is
Kind
this?
of recedes a little bit back into himself.
See,
And then pulls back to Ishtin and just kind of looks Ishtin in the eye.
What?
You can see him kind of getting a little shaky, skittish, as he's looking around at the groups of people moving through this marketplace.
I look away.
He goes ahead and just sticks right next to you.
So is Yilton like a well-known place? Like
Yilton, yes. So Yilton is the other major city in Zenri. It is essentially, as Torn discussed with you, there was an incident that happened in Yilton that essentially devastated the landscape. No one really knows why. All they know is that the planet essentially stopped giving. So nothing grows, nothing is created. Everything in the general vicinity died. There are a few creatures that survive, but not many. The only thing that is active in Yilton as a whole is the city and the volcano.
Okay.
Which is known by everyone. Didn't used to be a volcano.
I'm gonna ask one of the vendors, the one that I haven't offended yet. I want to like point to the spire, which I think is where the bell came from, right? There was something like, what's that about? That one bell, is that like what time it is, or?
Kinda looks up at you. Means there's someone to watch out for.
Okay. I'm gonna look at their wares. What did they look like?
Oh no. Oh no.
You've picked out like a random carpenter. He's like in the middle of making a chair. You've wandered over. And as you pointed out the spire, you can see this look of total disgust come over his face. As he says someone to look out for. And then he's just staring at the building, this almost intent to kill.
Do I know what he would mean by this? I have an idea, but I don't know if it's right. I don't know how like widespread this knowledge is in this world. So I have no clue.
If it's what you're if we're on the same wavelength, it's a commonly known thing.
Okay.
It's just there's not many.
Yeah. In that
How do
case,
you know if you're on the same wavelength?
I'm going to take one of his wares, look over it, and I'm going to pick up something. What do I pick up?
I don't know. He's a basic carpenter, so it'd be like a chair leg. I don't know.
Okay.
He just selling chair legs. He's not selling chairs. It's just chair legs.
Oh no, he's not putting them together. He's selling the pieces individually.
IKEA. It's an IKEA carpenter.
Oh my god, it's an
God
IKEA.
damn it is IKEA.
Let's go get some meatballs, guys.
Well, I can't really insult a stick if it's all it is a stick. God damn it.
Yep.
You know, you
I was
need the
gonna be
rest
like-
of this, right? No.
I'm gonna pick. I'm like, oh, I've seen better in the woods, and just gonna chuck it aside and walk off.
Oh. Oh.
Is there anybody hawking precious metals and or like anything coming from the volcano, like metals or jewels or diamonds or anything like that? And would I be able to tell if they're authentic or not?
Make an investigation check.
All right.
Why not? First roll of the night. An hour and something in. An hour and 30 minutes in.
That is a 12 plus 7, 19.
Are you sure it's not a 20?
Not yet.
Oh, sorry, my glasses. Yeah, it's a 20.
All right. So you take a look through a few of these stands. They are peddling relics and artifacts, but you as an artificer can immediately kind of tell, yeah, these aren't the real thing. Something does actually catch your eye, though. You see someone, an alchemist, who is selling a group of interesting potions. One of the boxes in the back catches your eye immediately. You would recognize the logo anywhere.
Is it from the Wits Wet? Say what's in
Just
that box.
a singular crate. He's kind of like, he's halfway through mixing something. He's just,
Sorry. Hi, I'm Jotra. What's the box over there with the interesting looking logo?
it's a box.
What's
It's got
inside of it?
stuff in it. Kind of walks over, pulls the lid, and there's a couple of bottles at the very bottom. He's just like, a couple of just 2 drinks I found, and my lunch.
Oh, nothing from the Whetstone then.
I don't know what this place is. I bought it off another guy.
Okay.
I don't know.
You said there's some drinks in there. Is there, anything from inside? Maybe some of the whiskey?
And it picks up the 2 bottles and just says, And as you're looking, they are definitely familiar bottles.
I would like to purchase one of those, or maybe both, depending if you're not a big whiskey drinker. I could trade you for, I don't know, or I could pay for them. How much for the bottles of whiskey?
He's kind of looking. We'll say, I don't know, 2 days rations.
Okay. Giving out the.
If you've got anything green, that'd be appreciated.
This Blink Dog blood's turning a little green, but I don't want that. I look through my rations. Do I have anything that is kind of fitting the description?
Make an insight check for me.
Yeah, -1, and that's 4. So that makes it.
But don't you have like advantage or something?
I'm going to take my advantage on this one.
Yes, yes. Thank you again for donating.
And that is much better. That's a 16 reduced to 15.
Awesome. Real quick, can someone throw the links for donations back in
Yes.
for David
Yeah.
there? Thank you
Absolutely.
kindly.
So exclamation point donate will show where you can donate. And you can donate to either, you can split your donation between both.
Either way.
It's all up to you.
Anything you can spare would be
We love you
fantastic.
just as much either way, and you can do the same awesome things like not giving our DM an auto crit. Either way.
That's super awesome. Definitely not do that.
So as with a 15, as you've pulled out this vial of Blink Dog blood, he is genuinely considering it before you go ahead and put it away.
As I go to put it away, and then I pull it back up, and then I start to try to roll it across my fingers and be like, well, or I did have to kill Blink Dog for all of this, and it's relatively magical. I know it can be used to make several different types of magical enhancements. I've included you could make an ink or something out of it, much more valuable than whiskey. Kind of rolls it across his fingers again, but I don't think he'd be interested in that. You said something green, right? I guess I'll go back to my rations.
Anything you've got, I'll swap both bottles for that if you need it.
Okay.
He goes ahead and hands them both over. As soon as you switch, he pops the cork and just shoots it down.
What does it do?
It's liquid.
But these.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Kind of puts the 2 bottles away. Thinks about it for a second. Can I see the vial?
He goes ahead and just hands you back the empty vial and just says, I don't need it.
As it corks it, he hands him his water skin, and has. Feel like I've come.
He kind of holds it in his hand for a second and just goes, are you sure?
Yes, yeah.
You watch this relief come over his face as he gets 2 of his own little vials and just pours them out, 1 each, hands them back. Just holds the 2 vials, just says, thank you.
Thank you. I put the
You can
the
see
bottles
this.
into the turtle.
You can see this overwhelming relief come over him.
Oh no, I'm just sad.
Athanos was the
Yeah.
bell for what I think.
I might be wrong, but I think so. Yeah.
We need to find this Warforged and leave as quick as we can.
Yeah, but I have no idea how to ask.
Why don't we just ask? We just go to somebody and say, where is Clinton?
I mean, they have an entire spire that rings when someone like who Clinton used to be walks in. It
Well,
might be a bit odd for us to ask.
I should not be the one to do it, yes?
Yeah. just stay with the group. At least there's no way to hide your mark, but at least if you're in the group, it'll be harder for them to figure out who it is.
If, however, someone leaves the group far enough, they could ask without being under the same suspicion.
I'll ask. I'll separate from the group for a bit and then casually approach them without insulting their wares this time. I promise. I was a bit angry last time.
Or throwing them.
Or throwing them. I mean, can you blame me? Like most of, never mind. But yes, I'll.
No, IKEA is very frustrating.
Yeah, I'll ask. See if we can get some information out of someone.
All right. You can definitely go ahead and do that. There's still a few peddlers and wandering folks around. You can go ahead and just approach a random one.
Yeah, I want to approach the peddlers also far away from the one that I previously assaulted. I just want to make sure that word doesn't spread too fast. I'm gonna what are they selling? I need to at least look interested in what they're selling, I guess.
This guy depends how far you went.
I think I'll go a good distance, mainly because I probably got odd looks from everyone that's around, and I just don't want them to. Yeah.
You can see the closer you're getting to the two fancier buildings, the better the wares are getting.
Oh. In that case, can I keep walking until I see anything like selling like billets? By any chance?
There's
I'm very low on them right now.
As you walk right up towards where these two buildings are, there's a selection of weapon stores.
Ooh.
You can see the thing that catches your eye. You see someone fiddling around with this long-barreled weapon. He looks like he's almost he's got like a little fire on the tip of his finger. He's just going ahead and using it to like weld across the piece of metal.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna approach him. I don't want to see. I'm gonna approach them, and look over their wares. I guess see what weapons, what guns, and maybe bullets they have right now.
This is it's an interesting stall. Some things you see look legitimately useful. Some things you have never seen before. Even as your time, in your past, there are some things here that are just beyond you. They're bizarre and strange. You do see, however, a small collection of ammunition.
I'm just gonna go over to him and just like look him over just to make sure that they're not hollow or just like terribly made. Do I notice anything, or is that a roll?
As you kind of go ahead and take a look, you see him turn and kind of just looks you dead in the eye. You can actually see that he has a slight prosthetic across his face here that is made of kind of just a basic steel that has kind of been magically worked. As he's got this kind of thing across, he has this small mechanical eye that's built in. He looks at you, just stares for a moment. You could take a look.
Anything special about these?
Bullets, pretty special here.
So I'm gonna pick one of and then pull out my gun. So think of what would be compatible with this. It's kind of custom made, so I just need to make sure I'm getting the right ones.
I mean, you can go ahead and fire a couple rounds if you want. They're not very hard to make.
Okay. And I'm gonna load one in. And do I have anything I can throw? I want to ask him, hey, do you have anything I can shoot?
You do that. He goes ahead and turns around, just grabs a random plate of metal. And as he reaches, you can now see that his right arm is also prosthetic.
Ooh.
And it appears to be kind of like it's a lot more archaic than Eridan's. You can actually see the gears and the pistons inside. You can see as he closes his hand around, there's a small little thing of steam.
And
He goes ahead and
before he
grabs
throws it, I'm like, can I strike a deal with you? If I shoot this with my eyes closed, you give me some information I'm about to ask you.
Sounds like someone's about to use their auto crit. Just.
There's a reason he advocated for these to be
Yeah. He goes ahead and kind of looks at you, nods slowly, and just says, "But I'll be watching you."
Yeah.
He goes ahead and just.
And I just close my eyes, aim, and shoot. And I'm gonna use my auto crit and my advantage if I need to as well. If I need to do that. To cancel that.
Nice.
Hey, it was a donation. You're allowed to use it.
Oh, yeah, we do have. Yep, thank you for pointing that out. We got a donation.
and we got a new
David.
one.
Oh my good
50
god.
Oh boy,
How
God, we're
much?
smashing this. Okay, a $50 donation from David.
Nice.
Oh, thank you,
David.
David.
Thank you so much.
10 out of 10.
I think they literally just left. I
Oh my
literally
God,
think
I'm
they
so
just
I hope we
left.
caught him. I hope we caught him.
no,
They,
I
you know,
Does someone
not
know who
everybody-
he is?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I posted in the from afar. I'll reach out.
Okay.
I know who it is.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I just
I was gonna
saw it.
say you got 50 worth of incentive that you can spend if you wish.
We want to
so
find you.
thank
If
you
you're
so
still here,
so
we
much
wanna
for the
find you.
donation.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Awesome.
Yay!
Oh. You hear the patang of the bullet as it bounces off this metal. You watch as he holds his hand upwards, the prosthetic, and there's a small bluish light that kind of appears in the center. His hand begins to move as you watch the ricocheting bullet stop,
Oh.
just in dead air,
Oh.
and then is pulled straight to the hand. He just
Shit. Is it spent or is it still usable?
he goes ahead and like you can see it's slightly mangled, and he just uses mending to go ahead and dot across.
Mending,
to see
I didn't
any
think
of
about
this.
that.
Which was not there.
Oh my god.
He went,
I
he went
Athos-
way ahead of the group, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Athos is probably more. I mean, I doubt he's surprised, to be honest. The guy, I doubt the salesman is surprised, but Athos is definitely surprised about how he used magic to save a bullet. That could save him a lot of money.
All of a sudden, his patron doesn't seem so good.
Yeah. Well, okay, I shot it with my eyes closed. I need to ask a question, if you don't mind. Do you know anyone called Clinken? Or if you don't, anywhere where we can find him?
Oh, that bastard. You watch as some steam escapes his hand. You got the two buildings there. Got the tall one, not so
Yeah.
tall one. He's in the not so tall one. He likes to
Oh.
think he's funny. He's a piece of work.
Okay. Thank you. How did you do that, by the way?
Oh, magic. He kind of goes ahead and just.
Does he do that?
Yeah, he actually just magic.
And I'm just like, yes, yeah, I know it's magic, but what kind of magic? How did you do it? Because I've seen magic like cast fireballs, but that same magic probably can't bring a bullet back and fix it.
Oh, that bit right there was just a little bit of fixing stuff, mending. It's just a little bit more specific. That's all.
I think Athena just nods like, yes, mending, because I understand magic. Yes.
Ashton will explain. Come talk to her later.
He nods along with you, just yes.
So stopping the billet as well was magic, or was that
Kind of. I can make stuff and make them cooler than other people can make stuff.
So is that like a billet returning, or?
Oh no! This thing here, and he goes ahead and pulls the hand up. It's just, this thing likes metal. So what it does is when I do the thing, how do I explain it to someone who doesn't? It's fine. The metal thing likes this thing and goes towards it.
Okay,
And
yes,
I can-
but my gun is metal, and I just check. Yeah, it's still in my holster. So how did it?
Oh, I wasn't pointing at it. It's I have to focus.
How? Oh, that's his like amputated arm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Prosthetic arm.
It's
yeah.
a prosthetic, yeah.
Damn it. Where did he get that done? Just asking, just wondering. And like point at his arm.
The arm?
Yeah.
Oh, built it.
Yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Could
Studied for
I-
years to be able to.
Could you make that into a glove?
With a bit of time, probably.
How much time?
He kind of goes ahead and don't know if you've looked around, but the place is kind of a shithole.
Yeah, I noticed.
really
I
here.
kind of insulted someone's. I think it was a sword, but there was more hilt than swords. So I don't actually know.
Oh yeah, the majority of people here are absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Just terrible at their craft. Terrible at their craft.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks so. I thought I was just being rude or something, but it's just a fact.
Mm-hmm. But it's also certain people that are good at what they do, and you can
I can
see with his non-prosthetic eye, he gives you a little wink.
Like,
I
yeah,
don't think I didn't
can-
notice the swagger.
You know what? I might come back later. I'm definitely interested in something like that, and maybe if you can teach me that thing you did to fix the billet.
Maybe. I'll be here. The guy you're looking for is there. I'm here every day. I do stuff.
Oh, yeah,
He kind
and
of just
quickly.
he kind of just looks down at his craft and just goes, "Mm."
And I just point at I point like, I don't know, 10 bullets. Like, so how much would all these be, by the way?
Kind of looks back. I haven't had a lot of business in a while, so I'm probably going to need probably about half a ration per bullet. I know it's a lot.
Out of character, is it normal for people to ask for rations instead of gold? Okay.
No.
Right. Okay. Don't you want gold?
What are we going to buy? No point. Food's worth more here.
Okay.
Water's worth more here. Materials are worth more here.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll give you a whole ration instead. I'm feeling generous. I was gonna get out the ration and hand it over.
Goes ahead and this kind of like large claw-like prosthetic kind of goes around it. And it's surprisingly deft and gentle as it kind of clasps around. You can see the steam beginning to escape from the fingers as he takes it. He hands you a little pouch.
Thank you.
It's all right.
I will be back in a moment, hopefully, if this all goes well. Anyway, see ya. And I just walk out.
Just nods. You hear him go under the. You hear him under his breath just go. The lightest guy I've seen today. Goes back to work.
See, I'm gonna head back to Ishton first. If unless there's anything, I don't want to hog the seeking. There's anyone else want to do
So,
something.
I was
in the
going to
meantime.
just real quick, I'm gonna head back to Orin and Eridan, and then you see Jotra floating on his turtle, and as soon as he sees you, he starts waving, but he has a bottle in his hand, so he's like waving with the bottle as he plummets forward on the turtle that can go fast. Exactly, Jen's got it. And then as he rolls in, he's like, I found some. Get your glasses. Get glasses. Come on. And he kind of reaches into the turtle. He gets his little collapsible, and he's like, this is this is the Woodswhetstone special whiskey brand, and they traded it for. It was really sad, actually. Just some water and some of that link dog blood, but they drank the blood. It was really gross. You want some?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Actually, do you have anything stronger?
I do actually. I have some of the Siren's Tear in here.
I don't think that's a good idea right now.
I have some terrible vodka. I've got some. Wow, I'm getting quite the collection.
Oh, we have the kegs.
Yes, yeah. I've got
In the cakes, are there anything that would affect Yuanti?
Oh, yeah.
That depends. Do you know if you're affected by the Silvershine Silky Ale or Wixard's Kick? I think Wixard's Kick. No, neither one of those.
Wizard's
could
Kick
be
could
strong
probably
None
do
of
it.
them.
It's pretty rough
This
stuff.
town rang a bell when I came in here to warn everybody of my presence. I don't feel
What?
like having a party right now.
Wait,
Why
what?
are we standing here drinking? We should get our information and leave.
Yes, that is actually why I came back. I know where our guy is. And I just point at the smaller of the two towers. He's there.
Okay.
I still wouldn't mind some of that though. I just hold out the glass. It might not hit me hard, but it hopefully will taste nice.
All right. You can go ahead and pour your drinks, begin to make your way to the smaller of the two buildings. And as we do so, let's do another giveaway, shall we?
We got a donation.
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
I'm
it.
going to show track. Yay!
Perfect timing.
Yes, relic of
Thank
Yes.
you.
relic of know
Artificers.
your role.
You didn't do anything improperly. We're doing the bars.
Sorry.
It's the first one for the whole month, and we haven't gotten it down yet.
No,
We're
you're
working on.
the perfect way to do it. Thank you for letting us know. We got a bit too into roleplay.
Oh my
Yes,
god, guys, we're the Trevor Project. We're at $300.
Oh my
We're gonna have to
Yes.
move it. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to move
we
our
definitely
goal.
got it.
Try and hit our goal sooner than
We're just
we
going to exceed our goal by like
Yeah.
tenfold.
Our
Oh my-
monthly goal.
This is for the month,
Wow.
guys, so you're kind of smashing it already.
You guys are
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, thank you so
Holy
much.
guys,
Thank
house.
you, thank you.
It's
Let's thank him with a
insane.
giveaway.
I'm gonna
Yes.
cry.
Do it.
So, for the giveaway, I need everyone to just be active in chat. We're going to be giving away a set of rainbow dice, I believe it is, from DM Emporium. So just say something in chat and we'll do a giveaway to see who gets it. We already had one giveaway, and I believe the winner was Captain Scarlet, actually. So,
Scarlet, yeah.
anyone else who wants to win, just say something in chat. Doesn't have to be anything coherent. Oh, god damn it. I need to stop saying something. Yes, that counts as well, I guess.
That works.
That works.
The keyword for this giveaway is something.
From now on, everybody say something. Just everybody say, just randomly. Everybody.
Oh, the sorry is with you.
Love it.
I'll just
Sarcasm
let
is
this
hilarious.
happen.
Me and Drac are British. We wrote the book on sarcasm.
Yeah, we
Come on.
We didn't read it.
No, you chucked it in the sea instead.
Oh god.
Oh, wow.
That's why we drink coffee as well.
Sarcasm.
Just keep it coming. I think we'll just let it roll for a minute,
Beautiful.
and yeah, say. You don't have to say the word something, but you can just, just say.
Anything.
Make
No,
yourselves
say a
heard.
thing.
We'll
You
see.
can type.
We see who
Anything
can
you
scratch
want to
them.
say in chat,
How
say
about
in
you
chat.
say Black Lives Matter?
You can say
How
that.
about you
Sure,
say
yeah.
that?
yeah.
Black Lives
Follow your
Matter.
heart.
You could try to
Both your heart,
spell
yeah.
Pavasari if you wanted to.
You
try
could.
to-
Yes, you could try to.
That could be funny. How do you guys think Pavasari is spelled? Or Ashtalora. You could try spelling Ashtalora.
Right?
Or Ashtalora,
There
yeah.
we go. Black Lives Matter. Hell yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Black Lives Matter. Roll with your heart is also. a thing.
Pavasari!
I'm so Pavasari.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter. Yay!
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll just go for another 30 seconds.
Hell
Either
yeah.
come with the
7.
stuff in chat.
Oh, that's excellent. You got
So,
my face hurts from smiling so much.
Okay,
while
I
we've got a break and we've got 20 people watching just before you pull the giveaway, we have a stream tomorrow in exactly the same
Yes.
place.
Yes.
We're doing
This is very
our
good point.
first queer game. We're doing Keep the Lantern Lit, which is actually made by one of our community members, the Nerdy Niffler on Twitter. Lesbian Leviathan, I think they're also called, or just Val. They are wonderful. They are actually going to be running the game as well. So please show your support for our community players and Val as well. Pop by at the same
Really
time
good group
tomorrow.
playing too.
And the fundraiser's still going to be going.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
we're going to feature LGBTQIA developers all month long.
Oh,
Every Friday. So stay
Every
tuned,
Friday.
y'all.
And a
We're
surprise
apparently
on
going to have
Monday.
to. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Monday. Yes, good
Correct.
idea.
Yes. We're going to be interviewing the creator of Glitter Hearts on Monday.
Great.
I'm going to be interviewing. So I should remember the creator. I have watched so much anime in anticipation of this. I'm so excited. I did not know anything about Sailor Moon, and I have completely discovered. I'm in love. So yeah, that's gonna be really cool too. And the fundraiser is going all month, and we're gonna have to change our goals.
Yeah, because we're very close to being already.
Yes! Oh my god, because you guys are amazing. All right.
I'm gonna cry.
Okay, I'm gonna
cry.
roll. Just,
Here we go.
I was gonna give another 10 seconds. Just
If it's
just
one
to
of
help
us, we're
everyone.
gonna have
Nine.
to Kate, right?
Hey.
I already made sure it can't be any of us.
Yeah.
So
By the
again,
power
just
of the
keep
moon,
saying-
I will punish you. Actually, I'll reward you.
3.
I'm not punishing you.
2, 1.
Let's go. Who won? Tolmac. Or
Tolmac.
You won the
Woo!
giveaway.
With the Sailor Moon reference.
With the Sailor Moon
Appropriate.
reference,
Yeah,
yeah.
it helped you out
Yes.
there. It definitely helped you out.
Hell yes.
So if you want to, you can either whisper us your email address and your address on Twitch or in Discord. You can hit us one of the mods up. If you're not in Discord already, join our Discord.
There's also our
Twitter
@,
handles.
so go ahead and throw
Yeah,
a message
so-
to our Twitter handles as well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you can either hit up any of the mods in chat. You can hit Friends Who Roll Dice personally in chat, or you can hit us up on Discord, one of the mods, and let us know your email address and address to win your
Yeah.
rainbow dice.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yay.
All right. Another set of dice. Wonderful. We'll zone back into Vega. We are in Yilton. It is a horrible, horrible, horrible place to live. No one wants gold, they just want rations. And the party are heading in to the back of the city. They're heading to one of 2 buildings that actually have multiple floors and look decent. Everybody make a perception check for me.
Ooh, first
Real
roll
quick.
of the night.
Yeah, it's our first round.
2 hours in? Has it been 2 hours? I can't do math. I'm gay.
It has been 2 hours.
It's been about 2 hours, yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna not use my auto crit on this.
Perception, you said?
Perception.
Oh yeah.
23, I got a crit. I didn't even need to use. Oh wait, I already used my auto
See,
crit.
you got it. You got it. See, I'm not using my auto crit. I'm good.
17.
Dirty 20.
It's
Okay.
a 6
I am
minus 1.
distracted by being in a city where every single person hates me.
So everyone apart
Oh,
from
I should
Ishtin
know.
and Jotra, ironically, as you're walking past, you do notice this slightly hunched over gentleman with the eye and arm prosthetic that appears to be working on some kind of construction.
Damn it.
They look very kind of soaked into their work as they're still with the little fire on the tip of their, just going over the barrel and beginning to kind of carve a little section below.
Wait. This isn't Clinkin.
No,
This
it's
guy
the
was-
gentleman that Athenos spoke to.
Was talking to. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm just gonna wave, give him a little wave as we walk by.
I'll tap Jotra on the shoulder and kind of point because I feel like that's something he'd be interested in.
No, don't. No, we are not getting distracted. No. They rang a bell to announce that I was here to everyone.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
Go talk to him and we'll go talk to Clinton without you.
No, it's much more important. I just remember. It's okay.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah. He just kind of keeps walking, trying desperately not to look back.
I'm gonna.
Now you're a little bit closer, these two buildings. The large spire is a multi-story building that is quite obviously adorned with a marking of the Magic Armor. The second building appears to be almost like a home, but like, I'm not massively rich, but I'm rich enough that I'm better than all of you kind of place.
Yeah.
3 stories, very pretty, sticks out like a sore thumb in comparison to everything else in the city.
I was gonna say by here's terms, it's probably I'm massively rich.
Yeah.
Oh, another donation! Yay! Oh my god!
Damn.
Oh my god!
Jamrock with another 60. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's very much appreciated.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Hell
Awesome.
yeah.
I'm so excited.
Awesome. And you can still go ahead and grab whatever incentive you want to grab from that Shamrock.
Yes. Except the DM thing. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't
Especially
give
the DM thing.
Disadvantage to the
DM
DM.
gets disadvantage only.
Disadvantage to the DM.
No auto
Wait,
crits.
we
Yeah.
should
It's already got
make
one.
a crit fail be an option as well.
Yes. Crit
That's
fails
something
the
to think
DM.
about.
All right.
Crit fails the DM.
I see how it is.
No, because then people can crit fail us. Let's not open that
No,
Pandora's
only
box.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Positive things only.
I mean, you've got
Disadvantage
disadvantage
is
and
funny.
advantage. We need to have inspiration and like anti-inspiration. And
Anti-inspiration.
Isn't that just Hex?
yes, it's Bane actually. We're doing
Bane, yeah.
Bane, right?
That's what I meant. That's what I
Yeah.
meant.
Disinspiration.
Oh, that would be a cute
Disinspiration.
token.
Oh, advantage.
Bless
for the
or Bane.
but I
Yeah,
think
for
I do
all
quite
those
think
clerics in the party that have access to those spells.
All our
Um,
viewers are our clerics. They believe in
PJ.
us.
Yeah, as the incentives. Anyway, carry on.
Yes.
Awesome.
So the thing about keeping me from being killed by this entire city full of people.
As you step through the door, there's a bell that rings, and you immediately see an elven individual come straight to the door. Just say, good day. May I... We're not expecting visitors. May I help you?
We are here to see Clinton.
I will go and see if the master of the house is available. The individual kind of turns, heads upstairs, takes a left. You hear a little bit of all players get advantage from Shamrock.
Oh,
Thank you so much, PJ. It's very appreciated.
You need to give us reasons to roll. No, don't give us reasons to roll.
I mean, I will say now, if you've got it, you keep it. It's not just this
Awesome.
session. You definitely hold on to
Cool.
it. This is the part where, like, 3 years later, like in the final fight, someone just goes, "So I auto crit."
Also crit.
Someone donate
idea.
dust of
Oh, shit.
deliciousness.
I'm gonna do that.
Although, I just had a thought. Ishtin just stocking up auto crits. It's like, okay, so first attack, auto crit. Second attack, auto crit. Third attack, auto crit. Now I action surge. Fourth attack, auto crit. Fifth attack, auto crit.
Ishtin
Make
takes
that
out a
happen.
militia.
Donate to make that happen. Donate to make that happen.
hashtag
That must
maximize.
Yes.
Maximize Ishtin.
All of your.
That could be like one theme of a night is maximization.
I love it. I love it. All of the artificer buffs, like everything, just Ishtin. I dig it.
Oh my
Uh,
god. I just pictured Ishton as like of course I have Power Rangers on the brain because we just played Glitter Hearts, but I'm picturing like like the mega
The
robot
Megazord.
thing.
The
Yeah, I'm picturing
Megazord.
Ishton as a Megazord.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I love it.
Go,
Okay.
Ishton.
Yeah, you hear some chattering. You hear like a scoff as there's some heavy footsteps. You immediately understand why the individual is called Clinkin. You putting your finger up for something, Jen?
Are there guards here?
No. No gods. Just the elf individual you saw the first time, and then who you now see.
Okay. Any sign of like arcane wards or any kind of thing that might be protecting the place?
You can roll an Arcana check if you'd like.
I would like to do that.
And
Because if he does not help me, I will help him to help me.
call back with $10 saying keep being awesome. Aww.
Using my advantage, I roll a 7. And then I rolled a 4. So that's 10.
Oh no.
Okay. You take a quick look around. You don't see anything that
All right.
stands out to you.
Okay.
And yeah, you instantly realize why this individual is called Clinkin, as they have this long, metallic-esque, kind of like torn apart chainmail, almost like one of those like Roman decorative skirts that twirls around every time he steps. You just hear clink, 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 clink. A very tall, warforged that looks kind of ridiculous at first. He has quite a large fake beard coming down to the center of his metallic chest, as well as this suit jacket and top hat, as he's clink, 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 clink. You can see that he's wearing his armor on top of the suit. You can see his pauldrons and gauntlets across. He begins to step down the stairs, looks towards you all. Jotra, you specifically would recognize this as a 3rd generation Warforged. So the most advanced version.
Most of that.
Did we announce the last donation? Because we just got a donation of $10 saying "Keep being awesome."
Yes,
Awesome.
I did say that. It's just
I don't
everyone
know,
missed it.
because I was busy rolling. Okay. Yay! Keep being awesome yourself. Yay! We love you.
Oh, we actually also got another donation.
Another
for
one right now.
Yeah, from Pat.
Holy hell!
Yay!
Discount
Thank
Dungeons. Thank you for the donation.
You.
If you wanna,
So much.
If you wanna, can you put them in chat? The incentives.
I
You wanna
got it.
use that $20 or the
Bam.
$10, I think, as well. There's some incentives for that as well.
Yeah,
wanna-
advantage.
And then
20
we can roll
reserves.
like me and totally, completely waste advantage.
Hey,
'Cause
mine
we
was
rolled
really
a 4
nice.
and a 7.
It turned my 4 into a 15.
I mean, they were free-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing good things for charity, therefore it's okay
That's
to
true.
waste them.
I am not. I am complaining, but I am not complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see this
Cry on
very
screen,
tall,
y'all.
this very tall Warforged has now reached the bottom of the stairs and is just looking over all of you. His hands kind of come to his chest.
You're Clinkin, right?
That is my name, yes.
We might want to like go inside. We want to talk, and I feel like being out in public might be a bit inappropriate.
But at first, I'd like to understand why you are bothering me at my home.
Yeah, we're here to ask you a question about the legends about you.
Oh, plenty of those, plenty of those. Ah, ever since I left the factory.
Okay,
Well?
so can we come in?
That is the correct question to ask. Yeah, just pivots and heads inside. There's clink, 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 clink. Doors open
Follow
up.
this odd man.
Yeah, I look at everyone else like that wasn't just me, right? It wasn't.
No, that was weird. It was
Okay.
No, that was
very
probably the strangest thing I've ever seen.
So
I
cool.
think so too. I think really. Oh, I mean, but the fashion sense not very cool. With,
It wasn't?
We always walk in.
yes.
Oh, you look great.
As you walk inside, it's a very pretty, very large area with kind of like this welcome hall. He goes ahead and opens a door to the left into this very beautiful but quite dark study area. Ishton, again, as you take a look around, there's nothing that grabs your attention as trapped or warded or anything along those lines.
Does this study have books in it?
Yes. In fact, the majority of the study is just bookcases. And there is a very large, round, red table in the middle that's dressed with this beautiful cloth. As he goes ahead and takes a seat in a slightly larger chair than the rest. There's one specific metal chair. As well
Yeah.
as, who gave me disadvantage?
Yeah, we love you. You're awesome.
You're great.
Yay!
Yes.
Well, then, I can see how it is. That's fine.
Oh,
Thank you, Patch.
thank you, Patch.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much. Thank you
This
so
is
much for the donation.
chaos.
It's very much appreciated.
The
Chaos.
best. This is the best.
All right, yeah.
Real quick,
Clinkin goes ahead and takes a seat. Just, you hear a doosh.
if there's any books that catch my eye, I'd like to know. That's all.
Roll an
Carry on.
investigation check.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's
what
a
that means.
natural 20.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. What are
with
you
a
looking
plus 6, so that's a 26 on investigation.
for? What are you looking for?
I'd be keeping my eye out for anything that reminds me of the book that we're ciphering, anything related to the Magic Carnum, and yeah.
You go ahead and scour across some of the bookshelves. You can see a mixture of fiction, non-fiction, and a few other things. There are a few basic books that are kind of scattered, probably towards the bottom. The common ones as kind of like, the history of Vacre, the history of this town. There's a few that are like history of certain races. There's a few to do with events that happened in the past, such as Riverham's betrayal, the War of the Undying, and a few other historical events that happened. An eye kind of scours towards a book that is labeled The History of the Magic Carnum. But apart from that, well, there's nothing else really in here that would catch your eye. Looks like just a very vast collection, but nothing particularly looks rare or interesting. And so having a little wander, Clinkin kind of signals for everybody else to sit.
Athenos, you do the talking, yes?
Okay.
Well, it should not be me.
Yeah.
We know how that goes.
I'm not gonna forget that bar with you and Tormund. And
And the first thing as everybody approaches and begins to sit down, his face actually darts straight to Oren. He just goes, "That is a pleasant staff."
Yes, I thought so myself. That's why I took it.
That type of wood only usually comes from here. Or
Well,
close by.
How close, boy?
How much do you know about that object?
Well, I know that it's made of the crimson wood. And that there's rumors that there's a tree of crimson wood near the base of the volcano Faith.
A lot of people don't believe it's true. I do. That's how I made my fortune.
Is it now?
Well, yes.
Well,
Everyone seems to be connected to this stupid little tree. So I went ahead and cut it apart. Or began to. And it started growing back. Lost a lot of people. Keep losing a lot of people. But it is a sacrifice they are willing to make.
I don't know, maybe you should ask the question so then
It
get us out
keeps
of here.
growing back. That's because it needs to live.
Okay, so we have some questions to ask, and we need some information.
Orin's tattoo just.
I sort of sidle between Orin and the guy so that he can't see Orin very well.
Yeah.
And he hasn't changed, he hasn't changed at all. He's just looking at Orin, and as Ishton speaks, and then back.
I thought just takes a seat, and like crosses his legs and just stares for a minute. Like you can tell that he wants to. There's a lot of things he wants to say, but he needs to be polite, at least for now. So, yeah, we heard about. Apparently, you have many legends. We've only heard about a specific one, and that's actually why we're here. And I'm gonna so his place is next to the tower, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna point in the general direction of the tower where it would be. That rings every time someone who is marked walks in, right?
His gaze locks with yours. There is one of these constructions in most cities. There's a way to let the general public know.
Yeah. I'm not usually in cities, so I'm just making sure I understand all of this stuff. Well, we heard that it doesn't ring for you anymore. And we're wondering how exactly you went around making that a thing.
You have come into my house. But you have not told me who wants to know. And as he sits there, you see a slight little jolt of electricity build from his pauldron to his neck.
My name's Athanos. Pleasure to meet you.
Athanos. I have heard that name in a different lifetime.
You have?
Well, when I sailed the seas, I made my time, made my connections. I have heard a few names scattered around.
Athanos I think you just see a flash just a quickly across his face oh shit, I didn't know people are gonna recognize me, and then just goes back to cool, calm and collected.
I love that in the middle of this tense, important conversation, he's like, yeah, that's
Okay, yeah.
you heard me.
Thanks. What else have you heard? Tell me more. Who is she?
Yeah, so the one and only. Now that you know who I am, are we in better standing now? Because I'm clearly not with the Magic Island.
Things can change.
They have not.
And I'm gonna I'm not gonna unholster my gun. I'm gonna take off the holster entirely with the gun and place it down, and then take off my sheath with my blade and place it down as well. we don't mean any harm. You can stop that whole thing. And I gesture to the like a place where the jolt happened. You're like, you can calm down. We just want to know.
Apologies, it is just defensive frustrations.
No,
Still,
yeah, that's understandable.
I require proof. Give me your wrists. All of you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jotra. And he puts his wrists forward.
What will you be doing with our wrists?
He takes Jotra's hand, pulls forward a little bit, and you watch as one of his fingers glows with this yellowish energy. He goes ahead and just like draws from there to there.
Your arm keeps spinning. Okay, sorry.
And you see a glowing band begin to form around Jotra's wrist.
Wait, what the? What, why? What? Huh?
The band actually begins to spin this pattern as he's taking a look.
Tell us what you are doing.
Please.
Jotra Quill Sharpener, Crafters Guild.
What? How? What? What did you
Mid-rank
do?
associate of the Magic Arnhem.
Mid-rank? I'm not an associate, I'm an adventurer now. This thing needs updated. How do I update it? He kind of like starts poking it. This is out of date. I'm not with... It doesn't say adventurer now. I officially...
Anyone who has ties with the Magic Arnhem are marked with their rank in order to make sure that they can interact with the Magic Arnhem and gain the proper supplies.
Well, here, we can prove that he is not with them anymore. Do mine.
Oh, yeah.
He goes ahead and starts to. As he does so, he just looks into your eyes, just goes, I see.
Why do you think we are asking?
Pulls his finger back. Let's go. My senses are dulled as of late. Kind of. You watch as his eyes scan across the rest of the party. No need. What do you wish to know?
How did you do it? The Magic Arnhem, I don't think anyone has been able to unmark themselves, as far as I know anyway. But you somehow did, and no one knows how. Apparently you left marked and came back unmarked. And obviously, that doesn't just happen.
No. No, it does not. I came into the possession of a relic, an item of great import. It led me to an area that is not known on most maps. When I received there, I gained a wish. I stood before this strange, just awe-inspiring, just manifestation of nature. And I asked to be normal again. Warforged were...
all the way. Things at the top hat.
Warforged were given magic. We do not develop them ourselves. Ever since we became sentient, we've been unlocking and nurturing those powers, but it was given to us during our creation. As such, to have that taken away for most Warforged is simply considered taking back their gifts, but not for me. I am an individual. Therefore, I deserved the choice. I committed no crime, but was marked anyway.
What was the crime they thought you did? Or what did you do for them to think that you deserved to be marked?
He leans in a little bit. What do you know of the Warforged? Do you know of our wars? You would know. You would know that they were created during the War of the Shadow Scale. They were essentially used as shock troops. It was only when they reached second and third generation that they actually started gaining a resemblance of sentience. First generation are essentially robots that they don't have a consciousness. Second generation are more kind of your androids, and then your third generation are as close to human as you could possibly get, to the point where they actually have internal organs that are made from wood and magic and steel.
I know a bit. I've come across Warforged before. Had some of my ship a few times as well.
Third generation, aren't
We were created to fight.
you?
Once the war ended, some of us started to wake up. There were a few overzealous individuals that decided that this was not okay. I was marked when I started to sail the seas.
Insight check a Warforged. I'm gonna insight check a Warforged.
You want to use your auto crit?
Well, do I have to call auto crit before I roll, or can I roll first?
I'll let you roll first.
Okay.
Yeah, because people donate for this. We don't want to
No
waste
crit
them.
because I just rolled a 5.
Okay, so you're gonna go
motherfucker
ahead
lying.
and with the donation, with that natural 20, in general, Warforged aren't known to lie. They're very blunt, they're very truthful, but some of the newer ones have developed that capacity, and due to the fact that they don't really have facial expressions, they're pretty good at it. In this case, you feel like there is a truth to what he's saying. It is very much a truth.
Does that mean he is lying about part of it, or does it sound like he is being all honest? My dog doubts it. She wants to know right now.
Irene is desperately curious as well. She's like, "What is with this Warforged?"
My
Super weird.
pet water bottle is also curious.
He's definitely telling the truth about being marked. He's definitely telling the truth about the Warforged and how they work. You just feel like there's a piece of information missing.
Okay. I don't care that much.
Yeah. I think Athena just leans back. He's not going to insight check. As far as once someone says that they got marks for sailing the seas, he's a bit, I don't know, would it be kind of the righteous anger? He's a bit angry at that. The thought of that. Well, first off, sorry I have to go through that. Glad you're able to fix it though.
There was a law that was put into place that allowed the Warforged to be treated as citizens. This is wonderful, but they did not remove the punishments that a few of us sustained beforehand.
Yeah.
How do I do it? Tell me.
Kind of looks at you. You understand, don't you?
Understand?
That they treat magic as a plaything, something to be given and taken away.
And it is not theirs to give.
He nods. He stands for a moment before taking a look to the side. There's a few heavy clink, clink, clink steps as he pulls a book from the bookcase. Old-fashioned spy. The bookcase begins to move. out of the way. Behind it, there is a small, ornate blue chest, which you would recognize, Athenos. It comes from a very specific set of ships, specifically shipping ships, from a company known as the 100 Sails.
Are these one of the ships that I may have raided at some point?
They are one of the biggest shipping companies in Vega. So you've definitely seen a few of these, and you've probably cracked a few of these as well in your time.
Oh, for sure. I think when he sees it, he does like a little nostalgic, reminiscent smile to remember some good times, a few good headshots of good times.
He goes ahead and cracks it open. You actually see him pull out the handle of what appears to be a ship's wheel. Just one part. And it's decorated with this beautiful pink engraving throughout the wood.
Fucking ship IKEA.
But damn, can't anyone finish what they
color
made?
is the wood?
The wood is just a regular, light sandy brown. And then there's this slight pink engraving that goes through. And he picks it up. I only have a fragment. I don't know what happened to the rest.
You don't know? You weren't there?
When I made this wish, I woke up elsewhere. Only
Where
this.
did you make the wish? Where?
The artifact took us where we needed to go. I don't know.
See that?
May he see it.
They do an investigation. See if I can. It's like a way to unlock maybe a bits of it, or if there's something I reckon magic. I dropped my dice.
He goes ahead and hands it over to you. Make an Arcana check.
Arcana. I'm gonna use one of my advantages because that was a 3 and F that S. That's a natural 20. So, okay.
Thank you, whoever donated that one.
Oh
You're
my
awesome.
god. Okay. Oh my god.
Ishton
my
loves
God.
you. That's a good thing.
3.
There is definitely some kind of enchantment in here, but it is not activating. At all. It is completely dormant. And as you're kind of fiddling around, you can see this one kind of pink engraving around the wood. You're kind of trying to see whether there's something else. You're trying to see whether there's any other attributes to this thing, and just nothing. It is a plank of dead wood in your hand.
Is it part of an entire wheel?
The rest of the artifact.
I pull up my notebook and then I'm gonna start drawing out like a wheel, and then with the runes, are there any that logically would continue on to like any that are like incomplete that might give me a little bit more what I'm looking at?
So the interesting thing is that it's not actually a rune. The engraving is just this pink line that kind of dances across. Almost like a decorative, like really fancy, really expensive wood engraving that you'd see in like mansions.
You kept it for a reason. Why?
Oh, we have a donation. Yay! You kept it so that we can have this game and get donations for Black Lives Matter and the Trevor Project. That is why I like you now, even with your stupid top hat.
So it'll be $20 from Patch from Discount Dungeons. They say thank you for supporting 2 amazing causes. You've done an amazing job so far this event, and I hope you hit all your goals. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I mean, we're very close to him.
This isn't
think we will.
even like the only event this week.
Yeah.
And we're so close.
This is so cool.
a month-long thing.
This is awesome.
Thank you so much for the donation. It's so, and the kind words as well. It's honestly really appreciated. Go ahead and pick out any of the incentives if you wish. Make it a little bit more fun for everybody. And please
And
keep
also
giving me
remember
disadvantage. It's gonna be great.
In about 20 minutes, we're going to be doing the giveaway again. So if you want to win
yeah.
a set of rainbow dice, just stick around and
Stick
stay
in the
active
chat. Say anything you want in chat. Not that directly, but you know, whatever you want to say.
In chat.
Speak. Yeah. So Ishton's question.
Why did you keep it?
Clinken answers. It felt wrong not to. If there were any other Warforged like me, well, perhaps this will guide them in the right direction.
Where did you find it?
The full relic I scoured and collected myself.
From where?
Where does a pirate get any of his belongings?
Specific places in the specific ocean. They have maps and everything.
Specific ocean.
Map.
Sorry.
If I
Have a
take
walk that way.
if I take the engravings and if I take them, like, see if I can like lift them and flatten them out with maths, would I be able to see if that's actually a map? Since it seems to be a pink line going through all of this in an engraving.
Yeah, you can go ahead and mess around, lay out this parchment or whatever and begin working on it. There's nothing that really catches your eye currently. Yeah, nothing that's really grabbing you.
I hold it up, Athenos. Does it look like anything?
Does it look like anything?
Squiggles.
No. No. Clinken, did you just slot it into any ship? Just a ship, or was there something specific about it?
Oh. A size. Warforged sigh? Questions for later.
I mean,
It's
they don't need to
creaking
breathe.
metal. It's
I
like
think-
creaking
Yeah,
metal.
it's that static kind of noise when you go onto a TV show. Just
Oh no, I hate that.
the wrong radio channel. That just. He, after being distracted by Jotra, he looks back towards Ishton and just says, it made a wheel. We slotted it in the ship and it took us where we needed to go.
It made a wheel. That made a wheel?
Well, all the pieces together made a wheel.
Okay, I will ask again because I happen to know a pirate pretty well. I don't think he went places where he did not know he was. Where did you find it?
Just like, well.
I spent 4 years sailing the seas, making deals with other pirates, gathering the pieces. It tells you. He kind of points to the piece.
Where to find the others? Where to find other pieces?
He nods.
Well, tell me.
Take it.
That easy. Really. Just take it.
I have no requirement for it. He kind of, his large metallic hands kind of pop outwards. I'm rich.
She'll reach her hand out. Does Jotra still have it?
It's currently in Joe. Yeah, Jotra's still messing around with it at this point, I think.
Jotra. She'll just hold it, and just for a second, just out of hope, just listen and feel and see if there is any reaction to coming into contact with it.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Saving throw. Let's go.
Natural 20.
Okay.
All right, Ishton.
Ooh.
There's a spark as this pink turns to gold. In your hands, you see this slight wrap begin to come across your arm. Everybody else, as this wrap comes around, just for a brief moment, that humming in your head vanishes. For just a moment. Ishton, your eyes fill with this gold energy. You blink, you open, and you can see this huge, destructive force of this volcano rising upwards. It is massive in scale. And as you're looking, you can see over to the right a small cavern that has been traced out by this golden energy. As you blink again, your vision comes back. Everybody else, that feeling returns in your head. This mark now reactivated.
Could I tell that the mark was off for a moment?
You would be able to see the physical reaction of everyone as, for a split second,
It was.
Shit.
Was it? It was.
Yeah.
And we all felt that?
everyone who was magical felt the
Everybody
the
but
mark
you.
disappear. Yeah, so literally everyone but Orin and even Soup now can feel it, which is an interesting.
What can Orin feel it with his elemental stuff?
I think Ki
it's
doesn't count as
Ki,
magic.
it's not magic.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ki
okay,
doesn't
Ki,
count
yeah,
as magic.
yeah. Although Orin, you would definitely be able to see everyone's physical reactions as suddenly there's this moment of clarity that comes across it.
Mm.
It's true. It's real. I am not imagining.
No.
No,
No.
we all felt it.
Yeah, we all felt it.
I'm just laugh at that.
Thank you. What can I do for you in return?
Kind of points around again. I'm rich. I need nothing.
Your people. For them.
We are making our way.
I will owe you a debt. A very large one. You may
Do what
call
you
it
need to
in.
do and
If-
consider it paid.
No. If a need arises, you must ask me.
He nods. Very well.
So-
And 395.
What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Damn,
$5 away from the monthly goal.
the monthly
One
goal.
night.
The
Like,
month's
fuck.
goal.
Oh my god!
Are amazing.
Oh
Thank
my
you,
God.
everybody.
We're crushing this, guys.
Oh
The
my
first
god,
stream.
thank you. Oh my god.
Like I said earlier, this isn't even the only stream of the week.
So I think, forward friends, I think we're gonna have to meet soon to discuss.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And next
We're gonna
go.
have to figure something out.
Yeah.
Who threw us donations, folks?
And don't forget, you can also donate to Black Lives Matter movement as well.
Uh-huh.
Also, we
Yes,
kind of did
yes.
this.
Yes,
we kind of did this very
please
last
do.
minute, so we don't have like a super fancy looking panel.
We
But
will.
we're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it.
PJ Shamrock did it again. Aw.
PJ, please.
Aw.
Damn.
Are you gonna be able to afford food? Do you need help? We love you. I'll buy your Instacart.
Oh my god!
Thank you so
I'm gonna
much.
cry on stream.
Don't cry.
Thank you so
We're not
much,
even
guys.
like
I
this
know,
is stream one.
I know, that's why I'm crying.
It's so amazing.
Seriously,
I can't
thank you
believe it.
so much, folks.
For
the donations.
anyone in chat who wasn't here with what Jen was saying, like, especially right now, this is such a hard time for people who are isolated, especially LGBT folks who may be trapped at home with people who aren't understanding, and it just means so much. And of course, all of the donations going to Black Lives Matter, given everything that's happening right now. We wanted to show our support, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Both causes are very important to us.
We
and
wouldn't
very
have
dear to
Pride
us.
without oh my god, I'm blanking on the name.
Marsha P. Johnson.
You've gotten to coal that much. Although
Yeah.
I say that breaking coal is not a difficult thing to do. So
No, what we said in our tweet earlier today, where Stonewall was a riot that turned into an uprising, and it was communities of color that made it happen, and I would not be married if it wasn't for that. So thank you.
queer folks wouldn't be here without black folks. Black folks wouldn't be here without queer folks. We want to make sure that all the communities are here together.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason that we're raising money for both. Got to support each other. And yeah, thank you so much. For the
My dog
donations.
thinks that I'm upset. Asking to be comforted.
Wait, guys,
Aw.
we passed our goal.
Oh my god!
Yes, we did. We're at
What the
420
shit?
Oh,
with
Damn it,
Barack
right,
Obama.
420!
Yes, of course we're at 420. Blaze it.
So
We're
thank you
at
to
420, guys.
Light it up!
It's Flack Obama and Alex. Flack Obama with $20
Oh,
and
Obama
Alex with
and
5.
Alex.
Alex!
Thank you so
Taking
much,
us to
folks.
the lofty goal of 420.
So, double it?
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
I guess we'll
double
have
it,
to.
We're gonna have to, yeah, at this point, I think we're gonna have to go ahead and double the target there. Wow.
Yeah, everything I just said, thank you so much, because this is the only way that we can help. At least I know me, myself, I'm not made for the front lines.
Whatever gave you that idea? I don't know.
What? Forfeit? What?
I also
Or for
have,
something cries literally on command.
I also have pretty bad social anxiety, and I can't handle crowds. So if this is some way that I can help and that we can help, it means so much.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of us
Seriously,
here
thank
as
you.
well. Like Jen said, Jen would have been able to get married if it wasn't for all of this going on. So yeah, thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you,
Do you wanna do
everybody.
the giveaway now?
How the
or
fuck
do
am I
we do that at
supposed
the end of stream?
While we're paused, we
Yeah,
may as well
we're
go
doing
ahead
it,
and do
right?
the giveaway.
Let's
Might
do
as
a
well do the
giveaway.
We've
So
given away 2
again,
requests.
Axolotl, can I give our DM here an advantage? Yes, you can.
Oh,
What?
absolutely.
Okay, cool,
I'm
Axolotl.
too happy to
I
be
see
sad
how it
about
is.
but I'm more sad about it.
Yes, you can, but no!
So to enter this giveaway, just type something in chat. It could be the word something, whatever, fine.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, literally anything in chat, and it'll have you added to the list. It's gonna randomly pick. And DM Emporium, I don't know where Ty is on this, but
I'm here.
DM Emporium is being kind enough
It
to
is.
allow us to give away some rainbow colored dice to the winner. We've done 2 so far, I think.
Face it, no matter how gay your D&D game is.
It could always be like
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Hell
Yes,
yes.
it can.
It needs to be.
Please see any character I have ever made.
So
And
yeah,
then,
just say whatever you want in chat, and we'll add you. I'm gonna let it run for about a minute.
I think
Give
okay.
our players a chance to emotionally recover right now.
I think I want to throw out there. I've been kicking around some t-shirt ideas for people who donated. Like, if you have any ideas for anything, tell me and I will design it. because
We can.
we made 400.
I want Pavasari as my co-pilot. I want her to stick.
Total with the Black Lives
In
Matter
total,
donations too.
we're 595.
Oh, Black
Oh
Lives
my
up to
God.
200. There's some donations over there. It looks like.
Oh yeah, it
Oh
is.
my
I just saw that.
God.
Yes.
And due to
Black
popular demand,
Obama.
I just went ahead and doubled the the original donations for the Trevor project. So now that's at 800. So we utterly obliterated that first goal. So it's gone now. It's the past. Now we're moving into the future with the doubled because it was requested. And my gosh, if I'm gonna tell you guys now.
And also make sure you follow as well, so then you can also be chosen in the giveaway.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
run
please
for
follow
another-
us.
Another
And,
minute.
I just feel this is a very emotional moment for Ishton, and it's also
Yeah,
very emotional
piled
moment for me.
Oh yeah.
If
Oh
you
my
would
god.
like to see
Piled.
me actually dissolve like the Wicked Witch of the West into a pile of sugar, not salt, maybe Ishton salt. Just keep donating because I'm definitely dissolving.
Some sugar, some salt. It's definitely good on popcorn.
My gosh.
This is amazing.
Hey, I'm gonna roll the chat. I want to give you another 10 seconds. If you want to be involved, follow, and make sure you say something in chat. 9, 8, 7, 6, 1. We're gonna roll. Kurogasi. Kurogasi, you won. You won a set of rainbow dice. So either you can hit us up in Discord. So hit up one of the mods in Discord, giving us your email address, or hit Whisper the Friends Who Roll Dice Twitch channel with that same info, and we'll make sure we get your dice to you. Again, this is thanks to DM Emporium. Thank you, Ty.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
This is way bigger than me.
Now, if you can't access us on Twitch or Discord, there's also our handles up above.
Yeah. Also, if you want to hit us up, socials, because it's plural.
Like maths.
Yes.
Nah.
No.
So if you want to hit us up on any of those as well to get in contact, you can also do that with your email address and address.
Or just message us on Twitter and say hi. I donated, and we'll say I love you forever.
Yeah.
Just if you want
That
hugs,
too,
just
yeah.
tweet me for hugs.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I cannot fucking believe this.
Everybody
How the
okay?
fuck-
I mean,
I'm
Wow.
fine, but I'm
Yeah,
definitely not
wow.
Aridin right now. Aridin is like. That's why I've been quiet most of this time, but like just imagine Aridin has her arms crossed and she's brooding in the back.
You're
I
just
mean,
not
that's what
sufficiently
Oren's doing
broody
too.
today.
He's just like, well, this mother.
I feel like Aridin and Oren are like bonding right now through brooding.
Yeah. Just anger.
They're brood bonding.
But
They're
Adam
like-
and Cole
Yes.
have actually bonded through the fact of I can't remember my fucking character's accent because all these donations are amazing.
Wasn't there a ship name for Aridin and Orin last?
Origin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Origin, yeah.
That was my fault.
Just saying. I'm just pointing that out. They're bonding right now.
Hey.
Hair flip.
I will romance every one of you. I will do it.
good luck.
You won't.
That's my goal for Mind of the Martyr.
You're all talk. Come for
I
me.
do have a medallion with a name on it.
Hey, you
that's
introduced a
embarrassing.
potential wife for me.
Oh, look
Don't
at
you-
that
I
spider
didn't
over
forget.
there.
I didn't
If-
forget you potentially gave me a
You-
wife.
You don't know.
You're right, I don't know, but I hope.
Just gotta say,
I want a
good luck,
wife.
because Jotaro will not get it forever.
Oh man.
Are we
All
back
right.
to character? Are we gonna?
Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
that's
God,
okay.
are we?
I've back in for a little while.
All right, let's play again, shall we?
Now that our brains have been absolutely like fried,
I
we
put
left
the-
off as Ishton has had this event come over. The mark has now returned, and Yugo were getting very, very emotional as the magic in this has now begun to fade back into the piece of wood.
I put the piece of pink steering wheel wood into the IKEA steering wheel into a bag, and then I noticed that I was emotional, And I don't like that, so I stand like this and say very little.
Can we make the IKEA steering wheel canon now? Is that
Yes,
that actually looks cool?
please.
All right. Cool.
It's your world.
Did,
Well,
True.
did any of us recognize the type of magic thing like me?
Roll an Arcana check.
Could I also roll?
Sure.
Because I'm nosy, and I'm supposedly good at magic, even if she doesn't know it.
Good, that's a 12.
Ooh, I rolled a 19.
Hmm.
Okay. You are both unsure.
Ooh, plot twist. The plot thickens. The thickened plot.
The type of magic is unusual.
Lincoln, seriously, we really appreciate this. There is another question I'll need to ask. Have you been hearing about ships disappearing? Not
Ships
just normal
disappearing?
disappearing, like ships disappearing and nobody remembering that the ship was there in the first place.
but then you would remember, because then you could tell us.
Yeah.
That sounds awfully odd.
Yeah.
Nothing has come my way, but then again, I do not have a lot of contact with a lot of my previous peers.
Yeah.
It's kind of lonely out here. He kind of looks out the window to the rest of Yilton.
If you want, hopefully I plan on going back onto the sea and the sky eventually. If you want a ship to come on, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, looks over to you. I think these old cogs have one more ride left in me.
I'll make sure to pass on by when we're done with this. Unless you want to come with. You seem kind of cozy here, so I don't know how eager you are to leave right now.
I'm quite comfortable here.
Yeah, I thought so.
For now.
There might be a dress code on his ship, though.
Yeah, sure there is.
I think maybe. Just warning you. For now.
Cocks to the side. What was that, children?
Were you the only one who got a wish?
I was the only one present.
Oh.
Or, a correction, I was the only one that survived.
Oh. It's because of your third generation.
Honestly, I cannot remember.
What? You don't know what happened to the others who were with you?
No.
They've gone to places. Maybe we could find them. Maybe check in on them.
There is a gap in my memory. We sailed in with 20. After the gap, there was only me.
This force of nature, was it a storm?
He waits for a moment. Not one I have ever seen before. Probably the closest word I can attach to it, though.
Do you think that the others are dead?
Most of my people do not hope.
Were the rest like you, marked? Or just your crew?
Just me.
so it will kill your companions if you take them with you.
I do not know the specifics, but that would not be an insane conclusion to reach.
It sounds like an angry storm to me.
There's a visual nod.
Oh yeah. Reminds me. If you see anyone at Tabaxi, like gingerish, should have a scar on his what eye was it?
Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah.
Both of them.
You probably have heard of him, Cadence.
Also not a name I have heard in a long time.
Yeah, he's still the same arsehole. Just watch out for him. He's a bit of trouble. Just a warning.
Understood.
Let's extend a hand. Seriously. Thank you.
He goes ahead and reaches out and shakes. Rather large, very metallic. Not very dainty. It's quite a solid, firm kind of
Yeah.
handshake.
I think he's used to it. He's had a Warforged in his crew before.
And he nods. And nods to Ishton as well.
Shin will take her glaive, and I can't look noble right now because I have a dog balanced on me. But she'll take her glaive and cross it over her chest and bow the way that she did to Ton.
And Lincoln, his head tilts, nods. This is just the start. Took me many years to find them, although I did most of the work alone.
Yeah, don't worry. She's not going to be working alone on this one.
At least not till the end. Were there dangers like that before that wiped out your companions? Or only at the storm at the end?
These objects, they tend to attract dangers. None of my crew were wiped out, but that does not mean that we did not have things to deal with.
I see. So
We knew what we were doing.
companions, and she looks at Athenos and then to each of the rest of you. Until the end, but not then.
Perhaps.
I think just...
Hmm?
No.
No, I didn't.
Athenos, you can argue with me if you want to. The rest.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, there's no point of arguing anyway. I'm gonna go with you anyway, whether he says I can't or not. So might as well save my breath.
You can't.
If you say so.
All right. Handmaid, you can come with the rest. Help me until then, and then I will go by myself. I will take him with me.
Have we left Clinkins?
Oh.
No. Clinton's just sat in the chair. He's gone back to standing in the chair now.
Okay.
Standing in the chair? Sitting in the chair. He's not standing in the chair.
I definitely imagine
It's just-
that moment. I definitely imagine that moment in video games when like the NPC
Yeah, when your character
like, how
It just walks away. Doot, doot.
He's just T-posing on the chair to assert dominance.
I just need to say back to chat because someone said Pup gets advantage on persuasion due to being adorable, and yes, that's how exactly how it works.
Yeah.
That is how that works.
We should
Yes.
be greeting sometimes.
the puppy
She
gets
auto
advantage.
crit. She gets auto crit.
Was that Sophie?
I know it's Kaya.
Mm.
Kaya's so cute. She's a good girl. When she's actually good.
Yeah, no, she's not.
But we're all kind of like shaking Clinkin's hand to goodbye right now, right?
I'm probably gonna
Athenos
wait
did.
for everyone. Yeah, I shook his hand, but I'm probably gonna wait for
Athenos
everyone
did.
to leave before I do, because I wanna talk to him. But...
I want to hang back as much as I can as soon as I realize that Athenos is like just standing there not leaving. because I was trying to be the last one out, but
I was also gonna try and be the last one.
We're all just being.
This is so awkward.
It seems like you're gonna.
we're all gonna just stand there. And...
Because I wasn't going to leave until Athenos did, so I was going to catch Athenos' eye and be like, do you want me to?
Oh boy, we're
Okay.
This is what happens when you all
Eridan-
have like edgy characters that
Eridan,
want to have
Orin,
their own
and
solo time.
Athenos then. Lincoln is just staring in your direction.
I was gonna be like, you know what, just forget it. I'm just gonna walk up to Clinkin and just show him my wrist, and you're gonna have to find some clear real estate, and I pull it on my sleeve to show the Ouroboros that's like branded into my skin. Can you tell me what you see when you do that thing?
The light flashes. He goes ahead and pulls his finger across, and nothing appears on the wrist. He just goes.
Okay.
You are not linked to the Magicana.
Okay, just wanted to make sure nothing else came up. I was like, pat him on the shoulder. Thank you. And I look to everyone like, I'm walking out now, and I leave.
It's too real.
As you get outside, Jotra is like, what's taking everyone so long?
Oh no, wait, I was gonna ask Jotra to come with me.
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
As Jotra
no.
tries to leave, he gets rerouted, and I pulled over. Oh, okay. He's just
On our way
waiting
out,
there.
however, when Athenos is complaining about them, I'm like, look, you told me you were going to follow me to encounter a storm that will kill 20 people in one blow. All right? I stayed with you with the stupid robot.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Yes, it is fair.
Orin wants to. He's gonna come up to Clinkin, and I understand that Warforged are misunderstood. You're commonly seen as lifeless creatures, but you have yourself a soul. Just remember, that tree you're making your fortune off of, it's got a soul too. And although its limbs always grow back, she cries every time you hurt her. And just walks out.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Also,
we're all
just
just-
because the joke was made in Twitch, his name is Gabe Clinkin. That's the joke.
Every time I hear Robin Hood Men in Tights, "Hey Blinken, hold the reins." Did you say "Hey Blinken"?
I said, hey, Blinken.
The top hat, the long beard, that was the joke.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm kind of upset I didn't figure it out.
I was like, he just has such a strange sense of style.
Yeah, that's what I
didn't
thought as
even-
well.
It's
thought
my
you got
fucking
it.
country, and I didn't get it.
I thought you were. That's why you kept bringing up his style.
Oh, I just thought it sounded so weird.
Amazing.
Gabe Clinkin.
Gabe
All right,
Clinton.
I'm
full name.
practicing
There
to
you
be
go.
nude. I'm practicing to be nude.
Okay, so Orin has left the room. I imagine probably a little bit agitated. Just a touch.
So while Orin's in the room, I pull Jotra aside, and I just want to be like, the thing with the wrist, the
Oh, yeah. You should. Gotta.
I want to ask, but I'm scared. Will you go with me?
Of course. Always.
Okay.
You want me to hold your other hand?
She'll take your hand without saying anything. Gently, she's not like yanking you up, like, okay, let's go.
Oh, yeah, no.
Not like I would do.
Yeah, and then after I see Orin leave in a huff, we would walk in.
He's still sat in the chair.
Hi. I was wondering if you could do the if the thing
The identification.
Yes.
he kind of goes ahead and sparks his finger again. He just says, "It's been a while since I've done this. All Warforged are able to identify members of the Magicanum, part of our creation." Takes your wrist. Goes ahead and travels along. You can see the same band manifest as around Jotra's wrist. And the band is a little bit wider, but is the same kind of intricacies. He goes ahead and runs it along. He pauses. Pulls his finger back a bit. Looks again. His grip tightens as he pulls you forwards. I need you to make a strength check.
Oh, fuck. Oh, okay, that's actually not terrible. I'm actually rolling good tonight.
This is the first time I've rolled, which means I'm at disadvantage. So,
16.
well, that beats his 4. Thanks, disadvantage. That was a 19 and a 4. He goes ahead and pulls your wrist. As you kind of go ahead and pull backwards and slip out, you see the suit around him solidify into this sheet of bluish metal that begins to spark. He pulls his hand forward, and this section of his hand suddenly becomes this electrically charged blade, which meets you at the neck.
Oh, okay.
And he just pauses there and just says, "Get out."
What did it say?
Get out.
What about the
I'm
other
not-
wrist?
I'm not with them. I don't know anything. I have no memory of anything. What did you see?
Make a persuasion check.
Can I say something to try to
If
get
you
rid
have
of
an
it?
auto crit or advantage,
have one of those things?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use my auto crit. I'm using my auto crit.
Yes!
yes.
Auto crit.
All right.
We love you, people who donated and gave us
Thank you
things
so
like
much.
that.
Thank you. Thank you for helping Aridin get her memory back.
Ooh, she might not be thanking you for long.
Oh
The
no.
blade
I'm
is
gonna-
I know.
the blade is still at your neck. As he watches over you. His head tilts. Pulls it back. And the the electricity is still coursing across him. I want you to leave.
What did it say? If I was involved with something, I want to know.
It's like the
Enough of my people have died at your people's hands. I will not be another name added to that list. Now leave.
about her other wrist.
There's probably nothing on the mechanical one.
Know if it's yours.
I don't think it's from them.
Open. Well, a little more understanding. Have to understand. I know. Doesn't need your approval. It's not who you think. It's like you're not a mom. someday I hope back and once again have weapons drawn on each other. Like conversation.
Apologies.
Pull her hand.
And as he's
Aaron.
pulled back and said this, he goes ahead and takes a seat. And during the during Josh's discussion, his head doesn't turn to either of you. He's just looking forwards. One of the bookcases. Just absent-mindedly.
As we turn around to leave, is he looking at a particular book?
No.
Okay.
Not that you can tell anyway.
As Jotra takes my hand, I squeeze his hand.
He's back.
There's a very slight collection of like black soot now across your neck as the electricity was beginning to spark just a little bit. Not enough to hurt, but enough to know that the blade was there.
Before we leave, I'll kind of have her. Got a little. Come on.
Before they exit, while we are in the front, who all is outside? Athanos and Orin.
Athanos, Orin, and Soup has been following you around as well.
So, Athanos, all you would get then from her as she walks out jovially is she will at one point at least lock eyes with you, and you just see that there are tears still welled up in her eyes, and just like I can't even believe that. And if there was a moment when the other two were out of earshot, she would say, "You were right."
Why do you say it like you're surprised?
God damn it, Athanos.
All right, you make a good point. You make a good point. But you were right, so thank you. I would not be here if you had not insisted.
Listen, we're going to do this, and whether you like it or not, I'm going with you the whole way. I promised that I was going to help you get your mark removed, your power back, and I'm a man of my word. So I think while Athens is saying this, he's not crying, but he's clearly a bit more emotional than he usually is. Just get used to me being right.
I already am. And I know it is just because you are a man of your word that you are traveling with me, yes. Only that.
No. But it's a big part of it.
It is a big part. I know. I know how. Yes. Of course. Yes. No. Of course. So, and I will sort of raise my voice so that Soup and Orin can hear. I have good news, and I have bad news. The good news is, yes. No. I actually have to say the good news first, or it does not make any sense. Well, I could say it backwards. Do you want to hear it backwards?
It's also probably about now. So I turned in my auto crit.
Right.
I turned in my auto crit on Soup's stealth check against Clinken.
Ooh.
He was not in the room the entire time you were talking because he has come out with a huge stack of random books that he has just waddled out with.
Yes.
And as you're having this discussion, he sat on the floor with this huge pile just going, no, 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 oh, yep, nope. It's just, you can see these books just flying as you've now made this, as you're now making this discussion.
I think when I see him, I'm like, God damn it, I'm going to try and catch the books before they hit the ground, which I assume is like dirty and muddy because you haven't exactly described this place.
It's covered in ash, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and catch them like, Soup, why could you just ask for these I was like trying to pick them up.
He's rich. He can place him.
He's also. Oh, god damn
Wow, I didn't realize Sean is actually here.
it.
So the bad news is the volcano. The good news is I know where we need to go next.
God damn it.
Well,
Fine.
that was where I was headed anyway.
You're 3.
As Jotra and Eridan leave, Jotra, make a dex saving throw for me.
Uh-oh. I'm in danger.
I think we both are.
8. 30, 20, 9, 20. Jeez.
All right, awesome.
The other way. The other 20.
Counterfeit.
You're
Tom.
you're stepping out, and the door's open. You go ahead and shut the door. You're having a chat with Eridan when suddenly this book just hits the back wall. What? Did you say nope?
Advantage to Jotra and to Ishtan.
Oh,
Just saying.
Woo!
Yes.
All
Why,
right.
thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank
and hope you have a
you.
good night.
Go ahead and keep track of that, everybody.
Great.
Yeah, this book kind of bounces off as you hear another nope. And then as Ishtan says this, he just goes, okay, now. Goes back to his pile. Nope.
Again, Athnos just trying to catch him. Like,
Gotta
come
catch
on, man.
them all.
He's a fellow. I was gonna say seaman, and then I realized how weird that sounds. He's a fellow sailor.
Do I recognize any of these books?
There's a bunch that are relatively recognizable. Like you would find them in libraries and bookcases across the world. A few fiction, a few non-fiction. It looks like Soup is kind of keeping. He's only kept 2 so far. The rest of them he's kind of thrown.
Are you keeping porn? No, I'm just kidding. What are you keeping?
Oh my, Joja. Dear God.
Yeah.
Everybody else gets to tell jokes but me.
You're too innocent. God.
Gets to the bottom of the pile and just goes,
It's just like those. Imagine when you open it, it folds up, it's like
What
inside.
the hell?
It's like the inside of like some machine, and it's
No, like,
slots the 2 books into his satchel, closes it over.
funny.
So,
Jotra, you can be very funny. We love you.
volcano.
Okay.
okay. No, apparently.
Alright. He nods, looks at the kind of the mess of houses. We going now?
I look to everyone else. Do you want to go now?
It's dust.
Yeah. It's probably at this point it's pretty much nightfall.
We don't know this place. We don't know what challenges there are out there. We should wait and get information, yes? And
Sounds good to
Orin,
me.
I owe him a great debt. But if my dog will shut up, and if I can help your 3, I will do what I can. I
Are
just
you
mustn't
suggesting we stay here?
for the night. Not in this house. There's the place to put a tent somewhere, I'm sure. I mean, it
Mate,
wouldn't
why
be
not his
better
house?
than any of the other things here.
I mean, why not his house? He seems pretty chill with us. Why we could just ask?
I think we should camp.
Let
We've
us not
imposed
ask
too much
Orin to stay
already.
under his roof.
Okay.
He's been making his fortune off the suffering of one of the guardians. I don't
So-
want anything to do with him.
It is a tree that you're talking about right now, a tree.
That's right. As one of the sisters.
So you're mad that he is hunting a tree.
It's not just a tree. Hey, let's make camp and I'll explain it.
All right. Is there anywhere that isn't super muddy? Or ash falling?
I mean, it is still like it is constantly raining ash in this place, so
Oh, I
there's
didn't
nowhere
realize that.
particularly
Ugh.
fantastic.
In that case, Athnos gonna be very upset, like shorting his hair. Like,
Yeah.
Has anyone actually been in ashfall and also moisture other than me? Because
Nope.
The worst thing ever.
yeah,
It is
no,
horrendously
it's
unpleasant,
gross.
yes.
It's-
Okay, so does Orin need to swallow his pride for a second and go into and just sleep in the damn house?
Well, I
Is
don't.
there-
I mean, Ishton doesn't
I mean,
not know this, but we're not going
yeah.
to be allowed.
yeah, after what happened with, you know,
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
So you have
Two over.
Lincoln's Place, you have the Magic Arnhem building, and then everything else appears to just be shacks and tents.
Magic
and
Carnum building? Oh,
Yeah, how about no?
that's gonna be a no from me.
That's a no for Ishton for sure.
Yeah, no.
More
no.
specifically, it is a building related to the Magic Arnhem Scopica, which is their research division.
So we're going to pitch
Oh,
our tents somewhere
fuck.
and deal with
Yeah.
the sludge. Our tents already have bug guts all over them. So what difference does
True.
it really make?
What you gonna do?
Do we have enough material for Jotra to have a Pavasari kind of connect like a bunch of the fabric and make like kind of a larger over tent that'll bear more weight?
You
and
could
everything than
definitely
usual?
attempt to. It wouldn't probably come out perfect, but it would be better than the alternative.
And try that to make it a little more livable for everybody.
I mean, I was. Okay, I'm just gonna. You see, like Athnos, like what? Okay.
It'll keep your
And
hair
watches.
nicer.
Is you
Ever
go
seen
ahead
a
and-
problem that you were not going to try to solve right away, Jotra?
Well, I mean,
No,
Good.
the answer to that is no.
it's no.
It's no.
As you're going ahead and setting this up, nightfall does fully kick in. As you go ahead and take a seat, you notice the crowd around is kind of just coming into whatever tents they can find. A few of them actually come, take a look at yours, take a look at how well you're armed you are, and then slowly begin to kind of back away. As you begin to settle in, however, there is a set of relatively well armored, for this area anyway, individuals that walk up and kind of take a look at you. Just go, "You're new here. We'll be taking those rations." As they grit their teeth and stare you down, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Because I like my cliffhangers.
So excited! So excited!
Yes!
Yes.
Athnos
let
is
me
like
kill
Athnos is
you.
like getting into his PJs, like he's got his little hat on. It's like, oh,
Oh, I just imagine Athenos in like the Scrooge McDuck, like pajamas.
yeah.
Before we
love it.
before we cycle down proper, do we want to go ahead and do a
Dice
couple of rapid fire giveaways?
Yes.
You want to do another giveaway?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, if
We
Okay,
owe
so
some
we owe a
giveaways.
lot more
don't
than just
think-
one,
I
really.
don't think we could really get through all of them this stream without.
Yeah.
But everybody come back
we
for our
should
other
spread it
streams.
across the months, I think, for
Because
sure. But yeah.
we're up
Yeah,
to
we will give them out across the month. So if we have a stream
Yeah.
and we only make 50, we'll do like multiple ones. Like,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
you're
Pretty much.
amazing, you're wonderful, and we'll do as many as we can because oh my god, we did not expect this. We might change it to increments of
Insane.
100 or something.
Yeah, you might have to.
Okay, so we made there was 640 in donations, and at 50 per donation, we have 12. Well, that's every hour for the next. We've done 2. So for the next 9 hours of streaming, there's going to be giveaways, if not more.
Every hour.
More every hour, at the very
Uh-huh.
least, if not some other crazy stuff, because we're gonna have to
Yeah.
think of other crazy stuff, because you're all
Yeah, because
beautiful.
And also, I
the
just want
number
to say
of
real
dice
quick,
sets we
Silver Tusk
thought-
just donated $20. I don't know when that happened. I might have been late to this. But
Hey, Chris.
hey, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
They donated $20 to the Black Lives Matter charity. So thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, 12 sets was what we thought we were going to give away over the course of a month.
well, that
So
bumped it to
cute.
13.
So we're gonna meet and discuss other giveaway prizes. Stay tuned.
Yeah. There's gonna be more. and
You
there's
guys
gonna be
might
more
have to end up
discussions.
with like my backup dice that I'll just like start to just be like, they're pretty.
What a wonderful problem to have. What a wonderful.
Oh,
problem.
absolutely.
I can't wait to get creative with giveaway gifts, though.
Yeah.
Let's
So,
talk.
yes.
I have ideas.
So we have So just say something in chat. You have to first of all be a follower. You have to follow us, and also just say something in chat right now to be part of the giveaway.
And can you post the
Exclamation
rewards for
join.
Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. As we are doing that and waiting for people to get active, we may as well do a round robin and just check in with everybody.
Drop in the hood, maybe some mini.
Yes, so that is in discussion, definitely.
Oh, my.
All right. We'll start with Ty. You're first on my list, so why not?
Hi, Ty. You can catch me. I stream my own home game every Tuesday at twitch.tv/hitchhikerofthemind. I run the DM Emporium, dmemporium.com. Use the code FWRD for 10% off of your entire rental and 10% going to this wonderful, beautiful community that is on the grow much faster than I think any of us were ever anticipating, and we are so grateful and happy that all of you are here. Other than that, I don't know. Just catch me on Twitter, HitchhikerMind. I'm having a wonderful, beautiful time. You got better. It is so hard to think, and that is such a beautiful thing. Even. All right, so next person.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Person
Is that
being
the first time that's
Drac.
happened this whole time?
Yeah.
And it was me, so it's
It
fine.
was you.
Drac.
Hi, I'm Drac or Draconics. Just see it up there. That's DRAKONIQUES
One
on
S, not
Twitter.
two.
What else? I'm here. You can find me here 6 p.m. PST every Thursday playing Athanos, who's I don't know. Is he he was a bit more of an asshole today. I don't know. But
I'm sorry for this. Athanos is the Athamos.
Oh god. Oh no.
Oh.
He's a lovable hole.
Oh
Cute as a
an
ferret.
asshole. I love that. I love
Cute
that.
Cute as a ferret.
Is that a shirt?
I was hoping that would... damn it. Oh, what else? I can announce this. I am also playing a magical idol boy in the Super Idols RPG. We're going to be releasing down the 19th of June, I believe it is. Which is going to be fun. I think I'm appearing in episode 3. So you might have to get through 2 episodes without me. I'm sorry, guys, but the best part is going to come, so don't worry. What else? I am also going to be in a bunch of charity streams. I'll be honest, I don't even know how many or which ones I'm in. I just kind of said yes to all of them. So like I'm freaking out what they are. So if you follow me on Twitter, you can see
There's
me.
one tomorrow.
Yes, there's one tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. Trying to stay calm, so I'm not going to think about it too much. Yeah, so just follow me on Twitter if you want to see what else I'm going to be doing. Yeah, that's me.
Come on.
Wonderful.
Get the links. Get the information. Put it in chat. People want to see you.
Oh,
No, come on.
I'll find it.
Do it. Do it.
Find him in a second.
Do it.
Okay, and join us in Discord, so I'll definitely put it there as well.
Okay.
Absolutely. Awesome. Cool.
Oh, gosh golly. Hi, I'm Cole. I'm your feral goblin mother here at Friends Who Roll Dice. And as you may have noticed, it's very easy to make me emotional. So I'm emotional. I'm at my peak form right now. You can find me on Twitter at Cole Moriel. I do lots of art stuff. I did all the art for both streams here, so that's really cool. And you should definitely stay tuned because I definitely want to be doing Ray and I and others have stuff in the works. Definitely planning on using art as a platform to help people out and bring the community together. I'm really excited about that. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think I'm in some. I signed up for a couple other streams, but I don't know what they are because my memory is trash. And
Hey, write them down.
to
Read
see-
them and say them because people want to see you because you're amazing.
Look for our info.
see,
Twitter
now
bomb.
that's that's funny because I'm looking at my planner right here, going, that would have been smart to do. So, but yeah, come say hi. And I'll be posting art soon. So.
Don't forget, making Cole cry is a stretch goal.
It's not a stretch, though.
It's not a stretch.
It's not a stretch.
I didn't say it was a hard one to get to.
Adam.
Hello, I am Adam. You can catch me at Adam Hardy VO, HARDIE VO. I have Twitter and Instagram. I am working on some projects for the Mind and the Martyr. Making some serious progress, but I am teaching myself the programs in which to do them in, so it might take a little bit. But cool stuff is coming.
Yes, I am excited.
This is true.
I am very excited.
They're pretty good secrets. I like my secrets. Yes.
What is the
This
thing?
Cole
What is
is
the
very
thing you
much
say?
involved.
Secrets are no fun unless they're shared with me. So
I was thinking exactly that.
Secrets are not gonna be shared with me.
I might give you guys little tastes here and
Oh,
there.
I see
but
how it
no
is.
one's
Okay,
getting
that's fine.
big-
It's so hard to keep secrets, Adam. I feel you.
That's fine.
Oh,
That's
I know.
fine.
Sitting on the character art for like a month and a half. I think
Oh, I know.
almost died. I almost died.
And what we're doing with it.
And that leaves us with. Oh, you put your name as a JB. That's interesting. Jen.
Okay. So now here's why is because like I've noticed that I have a tendency when I mute that the little name like will show in my box on
Oh,
the
really?
thing, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, not gonna do that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm
Fair
going by
enough.
JB. I'm just JB today. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at QuixoteJen, QUIXOTEJEN, 1 N, not 2. And yeah, seriously, if you message me and say I donated, I will give you a virtual hug. Yeah, I just really you can see me on this Monday, and I'll be interviewing Greg Leatherman, who is the designer of Glitter Hearts, which is a game, super fun game that we got to play this weekend, of magical girls, and magical girls construed as broadly as the gender spectrum can be construed. And it's super, super fun. And we will be featuring LGBTQIA developers and indie games all month long. And that's part of our series. And then you can see me on Tuesday in The Gods We Know, where I'm playing a sweet, lovable airhead, not Ishton. And I love them both. They are the different parts of my heart. And I just, you don't usually see me cry on stream, and you don't usually see Ishton cry, and you got to see both Ishton cry and me cry on stream separately. So this is amazing. And all I can say, like I've spent my entire week just sitting with people in their pain over what's been going on, and sitting with people in their pain over, not knowing how to make a difference. And I mean, this just lightens my heart so much. I always, role playing is my refuge and the way that I lighten my heart usually, but to be here and see all of this, so I'm not talking anymore.
Thank you so much to the wonderful cast here. I'm Ray. You can find me at Bearded Baymax on Twitter. You can find me every Tuesday here as Tobias on The Gods We Know. You can also find us every Thursday. I am DMing The Mind of the Martyr. Thank you for joining us in our little journey into a homebrew world. We have both of those shows happening every week. We also have every single Friday gay games, queer games. It's going to be wonderful. Tomorrow with Keep the Lantern Lit is the one we are excited for. We actually have the creator of the system GMing it for us.
The
It is
next
gonna be a
two, we have the
wonderful time.
creator facilitating. The next 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have another game every Friday. We've got a bunch of people involved, and we will also have a sign up coming out on our Discord for our 16-hour charity stream. 5 games. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much to everybody who donated. Thank you to our sponsors, DM Emporium and So Nerdware, for helping us out as well. I picked a hell of a Pride to be my first Pride coming out, so that's interesting.
Congratulations, though. It's the right
Oh, yeah.
one.
We love you,
It's
Ray.
the right.
We needed you for
If I
this
can,
one.
if I can survive
really
this
good.
one, I can survive all of them.
The world needed you for this one.
Yeah, thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. Please continue to support both us and everybody else. There's something else that I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I almost forgot. 14th. Yep, 14th of June, I am going to be over on Polished Cryptids channel doing a sponsored stream in the Victoria system, which is going to be incredibly interesting. Get to see me playing some kind of strange Victorian individual, which, being the British gentleman I am, is going to be incredibly easy.
You're not some kind of strange Victorian gentleman? That's
I'm some kind of.
Yeah,
I made
that's
a deal.
funny. That's a
I made a deal with some
funny
Eldritch being down the line. I wouldn't be surprised if I was in the Victorian times. It's
I was
fine.
gonna say it's a weird way of saying eldritch being, but okay.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that Ray is like in this chat through like a time portal.
Joke's on you. Am I in the past? Am I in the future? Nobody knows.
Well, first
yeah.
one, then the other.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. Again, is
a
there
drawing.
anything that we can go ahead and
Well,
play?
before we do that, we do need to do the giveaway.
Yes, the giveaway. I
One
literally
last
said in the
giveaway.
chat I didn't forget, and then I forgot. So
So yeah, I'm gonna give another 10 seconds because I'm generous like that.
Put something in the chat, anything you want.
6,
Do, do, do,
5,
do, do.
4,
4,
3,
3,
why are you not doing it in B? It's really irritating.
He's slowing down. It's killing me.
1.
Under your skill. Under your skin.
light rail.
Go
Won a
ahead
set of
and
Rainbow's dice from the ever so generous Ty. The I guess
DM
the creator, the
Emporium.
founder. I don't know how I would say it, but like DM
Yes.
Emporium.
Owner.
Walter says
Facilitate.
that.
Hi
Tater.
is DM Emporium.
It really is. It's just
Oh,
me.
so adorable. Okay, so if you wanna either whisper friends who roll dice, your email address and address that you want us to send the dice to, and your name as well, which is the thing I forgot to mention as well. What else? Or you can join our Discord and hit one of the mods up there with all that information, or Twitter, or whatever way you can get a hold of us. There's the socials, and there's a Discord. God, I just set up this bot today, so I might be having a little too much fun with it. Okay.
awesome. Anything else I missed and forgot about?
Oh god,
Okay,
I don't
good.
think so. Thank you again.
Yes, thank you so much. This is just beautiful. Thank you so much.